What is going on? Good evening to all of my fellow lovely Blerds out there in the land. I hope this week has been kind to you. It has been rough for a lot of folks out here in the universe. But we are here to bring you a little bit of a distraction, a little bit of a safe space, and a good time in general. I am your lovely Lady Mandalore. As the sounds of New York City in the background indicate, it is time for another episode of Room Full of Blerds. We are going to get into independent comics heavy tonight. And speaking of which, I have two guests that are going to be on the show tonight to talk about their comic book called Scion. These two gentlemen are not necessarily new to the scene, but I'm going to bring them up and we are going to chat with them. First up is Mr. Mark Brandy. Hi. Hello. And then Che the artist, because I don't want to mess up his last name.
What's up?
Hi guys, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Doing things a little bit differently, going to kind of get right into it because I want you guys to be the stars of the show this evening. Mark, I have seen you on the internet for like months and months and months and months. I had no idea that you were the writer for Scion. I would like to fix that. Yeah, no, bruh. I was like, wait, no, it's the same dude that did the comic. I just thought you were cool. Oh, your audio.
You're muted.
Nope.
Oh, there we go.
There
we go. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take being cool. I'll take that. I'll take that.
And then Che, I randomly ran into you. And you are like the sweetest.
Thanks.
You're both sweet, first of all. That goes without saying. But Che, you're a cutie patootie, if you will.
No, yeah. I'm not a little bit.
You have to own that, man.
It's nice to be nice, especially in these days and times. Please. Hey, and I gotta say hello to my folks. Hi, Andrea. I appreciate you coming through for the show. I'm gonna talk about that. There's tears, little tears, the FOMO. What's up, Mel? What is going on? Thank you for coming in tonight. I appreciate you. Hi, Miss Lizzie. Hello, my love. And I know, it's my friends who are definitely not in the same room. I know. I love y'all. I'm very, very much, I'm very secure in saying that I am jealous of you guys being on the main stage, Tafari and Mr. Christopher Fury. I'm going to give you your full name because you were on the main stage at BlerdCon. Getting to interview Carl motherfucking Jones. And God for bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's big.
Absolutely bonkers. I definitely can't wait to hear that story of how that happened because what? Say what? Who else? And Godfrey and Riz Islam. I think I don't know. I don't want to say his name wrong. I don't know much about the man, but he was up there too on the stage and everybody got to talking. Yeah. But I want to talk to you guys first. First of all, please, can you give me your origin stories, Mark? I will start with you. What was your gateway drug into all things nerdy?
So I was given nerddom honest. I was definitely born into this. I was cloaked in the fabric of nerddom, if you will. My mom and my dad are both nerds, honest. Different types of nerds, obviously, but my dad's the more like traditional nerd, like Comic-Con goer. He definitely made me kind of grow up with like not just a love for Western comics, but also like anime and manga. Like I remember like some of my earliest memories are him taking me to go see like Ghost in the Shell in the theaters, which is super cool. Especially for me, like a little Louisiana boy from like the middle of the woods, him bring me to like this big theater in Dallas, where it's like one of the few places you can probably see it. Really, really like formative memories, right? Digimon World at the same place, very formative memories when it comes to it's like the Digimon movie. So things like that, right? So my dad kind of fostered things there, but my mom, she was more so a fan of like the X-Men and stuff. Like my mom loves Storm and like like Wonder Woman stories, different things like that. So like I got to kind of see like what like my dad introduced me to it, but she got to kind of show me like, well, like girls like superheroes too, right? And like this is what I grew up with. This is Linda Carter, she's Wonder Woman, all this different stuff, right? And like I think the marriage of it all kind of together was kind of twofold. I would argue it was me finally getting to read comics. My mom bought me the Marvel Monthly that would like ship you like monthly issues to your house back in the day, and it was Ultimate Spider-Man. So like Mark Bagley on the artwork. Yes, like that was like my first introduction to like actually reading like month to month, and I was obsessed. Like getting to see like I think my first issue I read because I started a little bit late. Was the issue where like Wilson Fisk catches Peter like in his office and like boxes him and like rips the mask off, almost like crushes his skull in the process. Like I was hooked. To say I was hooked was an understatement, right? But
those are good years.
How
Those are good years.
I was young. I think I was like 10, 11, like really young, like 9, 10, 11, definitely around that age. Because we were still living with, it was pre-Katrina. I know that was pre-Katrina. So like it was very like, it was definitely like that time period. I know it's very Louisiana to me to say it's like date things pre and post Katrina, but that's just like the easiest way for you to remember it.
That's the right way to do it, bro. It's a major time stamp.
Yeah, no, and like it was like, yeah, I just remember like my cousins coming over and like kind of having to stay for us for a little bit, and like it being like, okay, Marvel Monthly probably not going to be in the budget much longer, things like that, right? So, but it was a great introduction to comics. Like that really like kind of helped me move forward and like made me kind of understand that like even though I'm in a rural area and I don't have a comic book, I don't have an LCS near me, anything like that, I can still be a nerd. So I definitely was still a nerd, but like an adjacent nerd at that. I had very staunch opinions about comic books, even though I was not reading that many at the time, honestly. I was like that guy. I go into Lids and buy like the one Spider-Man hat. I was that guy for a little bit. And then, right. Oh, everybody would make fun of me so much.
Like, you a poser, sir. I don't know. You.
And then don't even get me started on, I had a really bad altercation once with a cop once because of a hat once. He thought the Green Lantern symbol was a gang symbol. It was a whole thing.
What?
The irony of the space police being a gang symbol. But I was like driving my mom and Nana around, and I was like 15, like driver's permit type stuff. And it was just like, three black folks in a car and people's hair is tied up. It was really scarring for me. I remember that. I don't think I wore hats for a minute. And then I remember college, I got to see like what nerd is fully deconstructed. I got to go to LSU, so I finally got to go to like a kind of like bigger school to start out. I fell in love with the card shop, right? And Magic the Gathering, that's like the second part of all this, I would argue. Like Magic was like me kind of diving back into to nerddom, and like in like a very like head first type of way. If you know anything about Magic the Gathering, not that many brothers at the card shop sometimes playing Magic the Gathering. So it's very much me. And then I'm the bane of everyone's existence at the card shop. I am the blue mage. I am the control player. I am the dude looking to tell on everything. So like I'm trying to be that guy, right? I'm trying to be like the blue mage. I'm like Teferi's my hero. You know what I mean? All this stuff, right? And I got to be that guy in college, and like I got to like fully be that person. I tried to like go play pro Magic on the tour for a little bit. That's really expensive and very much a college student age thing to do. And once I finally got a full job and I could like fully afford to go play Magic competitively again, the spark wasn't really there like it was when I was a kid. Okay. And like comics though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, wait. You professionally competed in Magic the Gathering?
I was really bad, but yeah, I tried to. So there's a group of folks. If you go to any car shop, there'll be like some gunners who are definitely looking to kind of pack a car up at midnight and drive to whatever like open is close, right? And so everybody kind of splitting money for gas, splitting money for the hotel, and you kind of just sleep on the floor and you go see who can day two for the event. And I did that for a good number of years. I took my girlfriend to one of those one time. She thought it was like, that's how you know if she loves you, if she's going to deal with that much body odor in one room, because you have to wear so much deodorant that you repel the smells. That's how it works in that environment. It's like Smash Brothers Exponent. I got back into it after I graduated. I finally got the big boy job. I could finally afford, these $1,000 decks that you need to be able to like keep up competitively with Magic. And when I was thinking about how much money I was spending into it, I was always in love with like the idea of building a deck, the idea of like a deck being a story, and that it could be, yes, it could be very competitively viable, right? It could just be, the collection of all the best cards in the meta, but you could also tell a story with your deck, and you could have like all these themes that kind of match on, like it could be a lot more, right? And when I started not spending money on Magic, I started picking up comic books, and at that time, Milestone Returns had just come out, and I was a really, really big fan of the original Milestone books. So I had that in my box, had like each of the titles. I made sure to collect all of them when they came out. And that was like kind of like when I first kind of got deep into stuff. The Krakoan era X-Men stuff, that was also something that I was really kind of a big fan of. That kind of happened. Like Krakoa was ending as like this was kind of happening. So I was kind of getting like the end tidbits and everything like that. So that was another big time in comics, you know what I mean? Kind of similar to with the Ultimate Spider-Man. It's like getting to do that right out of college, kind of having some money in my pocket for my first big boy job, if you will. You know, the idea to want to do comics kind of maybe manifested for the first time. The idea that like, well, maybe I could do this, right? And I met Che through esports. I'd been, multifaceted nerd, if you will, right? I was, competitive magic turned into esports at one point, right? Because it was like, oh, I don't have to buy decks. This is easy. I could just do the same, buy one game, done, right? That was the idea. So I played Overwatch competitively for a really long time. Not about as similarly as successful as I was in Magic. I'd say I got about like tier 3, tier 4. Definitely was. We tried, but oh no, we lost.
Oh no!
No. Bring him back. We have to save him.
There you go. He's back. It's cool. It's cool. It happens.
Hey, we didn't say anything while you were gone. It's perfect.
No, I heard what y'all were saying. It's kind of crazy, but you can go ahead.
No, so it was when I met him, it was through an esports org that we were both a part of, and he did a webtoon for them, and I saw his artwork, and I just was very, very, I gravitated towards it just naturally, and I was like, if I ever pull the trigger on this comic book idea, I definitely want to work with him. You know what I mean? I reached out to him on Twitter back in the day, back when it was still Twitter. Hey, would you be interested in this? And he was like, I only know you like that, but I do want to kind of sink my teeth into something. I think, if you send me something, maybe we can make it happen. Right. I get really excited. Right. Start Googling how do I make a comic. Right. Well, I printed out this little paper, little 8.5 by 11 with some little pictures where you could draw some thumbnails, then some little lines to the side. And I was like, page 1. Right. And it was a stack of papers. I think I like photo scanned them into a Google Doc. And I was like, hey, man, here it is. Like, what is this? And it was so rightfully so. Looking back on it, I'm just like, I didn't give you a script. I didn't give you. I think I maybe numbered the pages. Maybe.
All things considered, it was like pretty well organized for us both, not really knowing what we were doing. Because me personally, I'd done that webtoon for like that esports org. I wasn't part of it per se, but they kind of hired me to do that book, and then I kind of got to know some of the people, blah blah. But that was my first like project, and that wasn't even that long ago. That was maybe like what,
2024.
Yeah, the webtoon.
Oh, the webtoon
before Scion. Yeah, I think that was like 22-ish, 21.
That was your first, sir.
That was my first project.
So I apologize. I'm going to interrupt you before you continue your story.
Go ahead.
Do you have a link to that webtoon? I'd love to show it. Oh yeah, let's show it. Yeah.
Let me see if it's still up. It's so ugly, bro.
Ooh, let's see the graduation pictures from first grade. Oh, we need to see those. Gotta see.
I haven't even looked at it in a long time.
It's okay. I mean, it hasn't changed.
I wish it had.
Oh, look, growth. That is what we're here for.
Hey man, I thought it was great at the time, and I thought I was like, man, this dude's cooking.
I'm glad
to work with him.
It is cheeks. Okay.
Oh, I can't. Link or not, you shall be found. I'm
no, not link or not. Oh no, they said I'll use the Wayback Machine if I have to.
Sure, I'm just trying to make this go by faster, because you're going to have to be the one. You can find it faster than I can, but I will find it.
I found it, unfortunately. I just sent it in the
digital
Instagram
detectives,
DM,
man. I swear, the digital sleuths.
Ooh, where? What did you send it in the Instagram or in
Instagram?
All right, let me see if I can find. I got it because I got to see this.
So ugly.
It's not ugly. Stop it.
I think Mark saw the potential in my style, but looking back on it, at least from a technical perspective, it makes me want to like claw my eyes out a little bit.
1-0 Arena. So it's Global Breakout Arena?
Yes.
Did you do all of these?
Yeah. How many are there?
There's 10.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Okay, first of all, now you're gonna make me hurt your feelings. Hold on. The new series. Yes. Yeah. What are you talking? What are we doing? What are we doing?
So,
I don't want to. Oh, God, could you just let me look at the goddamn page?
oh yeah. It's that stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna hurt your feelings shortly. I am well known for doing that for people, but it's only because I care.
Okay.
So please understand that when I say what I'm gonna say after I show this, it's with love, fully and completely. Okay, Mr. Webtoons, I need y'all to really climb down out of my behind. Okay, and just let me in. Like I have a previously generated account. I need you to could you let me in? Would you like to? Yes. I still want to view the content. Appreciate it. I love the internet. I do, truly, madly, deeply. It's for everyone. And share. Okay, here's what we're doing. This is your number one, sir.
Oh man.
I know you lost your goddamn mind talking about this is trash. This your first one? Stop. No, move your hand.
No, yeah,
This is gorgeous. This is cute. First of all, it's cute. Okay, cute.
Yeah.
For the people in the audience that can't draw straight lines and only draw straight lines when asked to draw a curvy one, this is really good. This is really good for your first, and not even that. What somebody saw you in order to hire you to do this. So what were you doing to get the first job?
Just posting random drawings on Twitter.
Don't piss me off.
I mean, look, it's not the worst thing in the world, but
pudding. I'm gonna let you tell your story, but I need you. Come on, son. Like,
right.
Come on, son. why you act like this? Not go. It's a go. It's the go.
The color.
Don't you did. So first of all, can we talk about how Marvel has several people to do one thing, and you can do it all?
That is the one thing I will credit Webtoon for. I don't love the vertical format anymore, but
oh no, I hate that. I do hate that.
It's not the ideal way to read a comic, but forcing you to like do the entire thing yourself puts you through the gauntlet for sure.
Yeah. Because you know what happens when you have to fire an artist because they got caught in some shit? It's great to be able to say, "Hey, person that can do the lines, can you now do the ink?" Because we had to fire that guy because there was something just wasn't right. Something just wasn't right. Wasn't a good fit.
So yeah, this was kind of the start of me doing comics for real. So Mark found me on here.
Okay.
Saw something that I don't see, but he was like, "Hey, do you want to do this project?" I think the working title was The Few at the beginning.
Yeah. That was where I knew that The Few was already taken. Like so many amazing names for comic books.
Dude, I have like my dream project. The title just got stolen like a month ago.
Oh,
the worst. It's the worst. That's why I started spelling stuff weird. I'm
about to just start
like straight up. I got a pitch I sent out the other day. I took the vowels out.
Literally.
That's not copywritten. Try me.
That's kind of the thing though. That's what I like about Mark. That's what I like about this whole thing. The indie space is just like, you just got to do it. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, "Hey, I want to work for Marvel or DC and blah, blah," which would be cool. Like that's not something I'm against, but at the same time, the idea of like waiting for permission to make stuff is like offensive to me almost. You know, the world isn't going to hand you shit.
No.
Can I cuss on here?
Oh, can you? Oh boy, can you?
Ain't gonna hand you shit. They don't care about you, about our stories, about us. So we got to do it ourselves, you know. And then luckily we have stuff like Kickstarter and, you know, different ways that people can support stuff that they like. But yeah, I don't know. He came to me with Scion. He had like this pitch for a series that's like kind of a supernatural thing set in an HBCU. It's vaguely based on like him and his friends and his experiences, but also like history and just like fantasy, supernatural tropes he likes, things like that.
Before we get into the book, I want to get into you, sir, because you, I notice, are just starting to get into the social media game and you hate it, and I love that for you, but we need to fix that. I need your origin story. What got you into nerd stuff?
Sure. I don't really know what like the first thing was, but I think some of the earliest memories I have of interacting with like nerd stuff are my brother was a little more into anime than I was. And so he had kind of put me on. I have two older brothers, and the middle one kind of put me on to like Naruto, and then of course Dragon Ball Z was always sort of on like Cartoon Network and stuff, you know. So I was like, those are pretty cool. And then I'd like to draw, so I draw like some of the characters and stuff. But the big one that really got
when did you start drawing?
Since I was a kid, honestly.
Like 5?
Yeah, I've loved it like from the jump, you know.
So you've been you've been drawing for I'm going to be generous and say decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
22 years if you really think about it.
Blankety blank blank. Yes.
You know, it's the one constant in all the ups and downs, the business of it all. I just like to draw, you know.
There's a reason why you're good. We're saying you're good. There's a reason.
We all got our standards, you know. I don't ever want to see that webtoon again. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, so it was like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and then my like favorite of all time that really like hooked me. Actually, it's kind of a tie, but the big one is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's so easily my favorite thing that's ever existed.
Let me do that.
Oh, applause.
Please continue. I'm so sorry. I'm just asking.
You're good.
I'm down with that for real.
Yeah, it's the one. I guess I originally watched the OG Full Metal Alchemist, but the ending was weird, and then I found out about Brotherhood, and I'm like, oh, this is that shit.
Did you jump into it right afterwards? Because that's kind of what happened to me.
Years later, I think.
Yeah.
It like rewired my brain chemistry when I saw Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist was like, that was really good. Brotherhood was like, this is like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like just no dead spots. It was great.
Every episode is like so good. Yeah. Anyways, that was the big thing. Also, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was a big one. Love that show.
Okay. I was about to say, please not.
He's got great taste. He
does. The man knows what he's talking about. He's on about something for reals.
I like what I like.
So
then,
what?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I was gonna ask you to continue.
Oops, I'm out of focus. Hold on. So yeah, that was it when I was like 13ish, 14, 15, something like that. And then it just slowly got more, you know, I like talking again about taste. The stuff that really sticks with me is like all the greats that a lot of them I was lucky enough to somehow find on my own, like when I was an early teenager, you know, like Ghost in the Shell and Sword of the Stranger, if y'all have seen that one. It's the animation in that. It's like some of the best fight choreography ever. And it's just niggas with swords, but it's so real and like violent and creative. And it just, again, another one that just did something to my brain chemistry.
It's called Sword of the Shell?
Sword of the Stranger.
Sword of the Stranger. I got my Ghost in the Shell mixed up with it.
Yeah, it's just about this like dude that's like a wandering samurai and this little kid that like tags along with him, and it's kind of a father figure type thing, but also with like people cutting each other's limbs off. And it's
this is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
This is pretty. Y'all go look this up. I've never heard of it, but I'm gonna watch. No, it's up. It's going right in the queue.
It's a banger.
That is.
And then yeah, more and more stuff. Akira, and then Western comics and superhero stuff. Marvel movies I've liked like half of.
Respect.
Yeah,
Understood.
I'm an honest man. And then comics wise, I'm gonna be honest, it's actually not like the thing that I grew up on for the most part. It was more TV and anime and stuff like that, but there's definitely a few comics that I'm just really like into. Invincible is the first one that I read all the way through. That like one of my favorites for sure.
How old were you when you read it?
That's a good question. 16? 15? I don't know. Like a little young, but like it was.
Is it that in between? Like, I mean, he got to read it someday. Why not today? Type of age.
Yeah, the boys are playing Call of Duty all of a sudden. Might as well let them.
Yeah.
That's how my mom was too.
Starts when you're like a 15-year-old boy. I feel like.
Yeah.
Watching rated R movies.
Yeah. It's like, he'll be fine.
Yeah. And that side of things is more my bag. Image comics and like, I'm not as into or keep up with like superhero stuff like the big two. Those I just kind of pick random runs here and there and I'll read a few issues and then drop off. But yeah, Invincible, Saga, that's another one that I really love. I'm kind of blanking, but there's a few. I'm reading Something Skilled in Children right now. That's another good one.
Good, so good.
Yeah, that's a class. That's a modern classic.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got so many fucking books to get through, and I have like the first 2 volumes, or is it the trades? The trades.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the trades. I have no time to get through. I think I'm still stuck on volume 1. I think I have to start over because I completely forgot.
It's a lot, dude.
Some of the key stuff.
Yeah, a lot happened.
It's a lot. But please, I'm willing to eat. It's gonna take me some time, but I'm gonna get through it. So okay, what brought us to this beauty right here? What were the circumstances? What was the inspiration? I know, Mark, you talked about it being about an HBCU. I will say this: when I was reading this, every time I was reading a page, I went, "Oh shit! Wait a minute! This motherfucker's cooking with this bitch right here. Wait a minute." I have the unspoken title. I don't think people are comfortable with me calling myself this, but story whore. I will do anything for a good story.
Naturally,
hey, you can call yourself whatever you want. That is your right.
And do. Respectfully, this is one of them. This is one of these stories. For me, I thought that I was going to have issues reading through it because ADD, and also other comics. This is the first one in a minute that I have sat down and finished in under 15 minutes.
Wow.
I ate this down. I love a story that is cohesive. I love a story that will that kind of ties everything together. There is a little bit of a slow build, but not in a bad way. It gives me time to digest what is going on in the story without having to go, but wait, what did I miss? I think I saw something over here that might have tied back to this page over here. I didn't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that. I'm sure there is going to be something like in the next couple of books where I'll be like, oh, that's what happened. But I don't have that itch of, I think I missed something with this book. It's straightforward, but also a mystery, which makes me want to continue to read on to the next book. And it doesn't beat me over the head with, you have to be this particular person. The characters are very well developed. Off the strength of one issue, I already have a good sense of who these characters are, where I've put them in my mind as far as whether they're good people, kind of a gray area, or they're, semi possibly trash. I'm looking at the Brit. But this book, I don't want to use the L word yet, because it's only book one. I try not to do that to the first books because I hate disappointment, but I feel very secure in what you've got going here to start. With that said, please tell the folks how all of this came about.
So I had like, since I was a student at LSU to start, I had an idea for a comic that was like, Southern Gothic inspired, because I've always had a distaste as like a Louisiana Creole for how voodoo or like the like magic with a K, like realistic like ceremonial practices of magic have been kind of utilized, especially voodoo or hoodoo. It always has been used very callously or in like that evil denotion type way, very much like in like the classical sense of how the like America was introduced to things. I don't like that kind of sentiment kind of lives on in comics. And I figured that, as a Creole, it'd be cool to kind of get to put my own spin on like A Tale at the Crossroads, right? But I didn't finish my time in college at LSU. I actually dropped out twice before I finished. And it was never because of my grades. It was because I had gotten sick the first time, and when I had finally gotten well enough to go back, I was kind of at my loan limit. So it was very much me kind of having to make a decision. Do I have enough hours left to pay for how many quality points I need? And the answer was just no, not at LSU. So I had to regroup, kind of spend some time off as a dropout again, had to kind of pack up everything, go home. And once I was finally able to kind of recoup and everything, I was in Jackson. And I had the opportunity to finally be near an HBCU that had an engineering program. There were a lot more by the time I had dropped out the second time than when I first went to school. When I first went to school in 2013, I think like Howard and then I think maybe Morgan State were some of the only programs really that had like extensive full engineering programs at the time. But by the time I come back to school, Jackson State had an entirely brand new engineering building, the CSET building. So they had a whole list of like electrical engineering, computer science, computer engineering, all these different degrees that I could go into. And they also had a biomedical engineering program that just started. And I was a biological and agricultural engineer over at LSU. So figured it was the best fit, decided to re-enroll myself. And it was after, 2 times of having to call myself a dropout, after thinking that maybe I was going to finish things, get things done. And I was very much in a defeated place at that time. I was not the person I am today, and I did not have a lick of confidence kind of emanating from me at all. And Jackson State welcomed me home. I still remember going to the registrar's office and telling them, I messed up twice before. If you look, because they looked at my grades and they saw that like 3 O's, 3 5s became zeros. And they were like, why didn't you take W's? What happened? Like all these things, right? And it's like, life happened. I got sick. And I didn't really know how the processes worked. I didn't have someone advocating for me. And I ended up just taking F's in classes I could have easily just walked away with W's in. And that follows you. And getting to go to Jackson State, they kind of welcomed me in. They saw this progression in my grades, how life kind of hit me over the head twice. And like told me, the school you went to before made engineers. We make Black engineers. And I think you can have a home here. And that's what I needed. And like I was taken under the wing. I was given so much support. I made so many friends, so many people that I still talk to today that like believe in what we're doing even to this day with the comics, even though it's not engineering, because they just trust in what I'm trying to do. I found home after being told deliberately by LSU that I probably should just reconsider engineering. I literally remember them bringing me into the office to tell me that when I tried to get special permission to take 2 classes at once, because I needed to take one as a co-rec. I'm sorry, it's a prereq, not a co-rec. So having someone explicitly tell you maybe you shouldn't do this, it's just going to light a fire underneath you. Even if you aren't that confident, you're going to want to get back in. And I remember when I re-enrolled, there was this question: do I do biology? Do I do biomedical engineering? Maybe I just need the layup, which is hilarious to call a biology degree a layup. But at that point, right?
I was going to say, sir, that's hard.
I know.
That ain't nothing to see that.
Brothers and sisters, I didn't mean it. I promise. Y'all take OChem too. I promise. Y'all matter. No, but I'd already taken all of the hard courses within the biological curriculum. For me at this point, it was taking, like, if I was going to go back in engineering, they wanted me to take EE classes. I didn't do that at LSU. I don't know anything about E&M. I went to school to fight cancer, not countries. I don't know anything about this. They wanted me to work on circuit boards, soldering, all this. I had to learn about radios, all this stuff, right? I didn't think it was within my capacity at the time. I already failed before doing what I was doing back in the day. No, I just got to learn more. I got to be better. I got to kind of, rise to the occasion, if you will, and kind of learn some stuff outside of my comfort zone, because it was just the assignment. And that built me into the man that was able to build this, because you're doing everything yourself. You know what I mean? You have to do logistics, you have to do distribution, you have to do marketing, you got to do promotion, all this stuff. You got to actually write the book, you got to actually coordinate all the people together, you got to send out contracts, do legal facilitation. You very much have to be the boss. And I don't think that me when at LSU could have been the boss I am today. And Jackson State is the reason why I am that man. And I wanted to tell a story about a group of people getting to have that in their corner, getting to have an HBCU be their setting, their home, and their safety against a world that does not understand them. Because, as you saw in the first issue, the second they walk off campus and go downtown, they're back in the real world.
Yep.
And I wanted to showcase how much I got to grow just because I finally got to feel safe in my education for a second. And, we get to kind of tell my story a little bit too. Mason's in there. He's the transfer student in the background. We kind of get to tell my story a little bit along the way. But, in the background alongside, the grander story that's already was happening on campus when I got there. And, we get to name the school in our story Gibbs Green. That's after the Gibbs Green tragedy that happened on Jackson State's campus. We were trying to go in vain with like what Milestone did with Virgil Hawkins in Florida and try to immortalize his legacy that way. That's like specifically Mr. Gibbs and Green's legacy that way, because of the fact that they were taken from us in that incident and the fact that the campus was made unsafe that day. I wanted to kind of let them be the people shielding over these characters in our story in that way. So it was a want to express how much HBCU culture, especially in the South, is like it's the reason why we have so many educated Black individuals. And like I wanted to showcase how much it just not necessarily excellence, because I know FD Signifier, telling us, Black excellence might be a trap, but just how many talented Black individuals are grinding to be something better than they were when they started. And like I wanted to show how much power is there, and from like the superhero lens, because they made me feel superhuman to be able to come back like that. And like, I started back, like I told you, these zeros on my transfer kit, I graduated with honors. So I'm very proud of that. And, I would have graduated summa cum laude, but I had a 3.78. I was 0.02% off. I'm still obviously salty. I'm obviously still very salty they didn't round your boy up. But you know what? We learned at that time, you don't take things that you didn't earn. You just tell people you were close.
Bro, shit. Yeah, no, take the that's not enough. No. You can win. You can win. Even if you don't beat the top person, you can still win. You still placed. Okay. I agree.
My biggest statement, me and my mom agree, because she was salutatorian at her university. If we have to be in white spaces sometimes, second place is Black first place sometimes. So sometimes they won't give it to you. So you have to just know the second place is the best.
Yeah.
Sinbad had a great career after Star Search. That she always told me, at least. I didn't watch those seasons. Like Usher was a child back then, so I wasn't even here.
I was very much not a I was very much memories during that time. No, he was all right. He was all right on there. He was all right. But I think I'm gonna say for you, don't compare yourself to Sinbad, baby. You better than that.
I'll take that. Thank you. I look forward to having people mistake me for Kazam. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it. Stop. You're a mess. You're terrible. Okay, wait. I want to laugh, but I don't want to laugh either.
Sinbad, you're the greatest. I want you to know this.
Respect to the legend. This is all jokes. All respect to that man.
This is not light skin crime.
I can't make those jokes. I'm gonna let you do that. It's the first time I can say that. Shay. Yes. What made you link up with this crazy man?
Crazy people do crazy things, I got my own brand of insanity, I guess. But yeah, talking about like the themes of Scion and the inspiration behind the idea, the idea of like just wanting to show like power and unity and like individuality in these black spaces and things like that. Those were, I mean, I first took the project half because I just wanted to do a project, and I was excited that someone had reached out to me and like recognized my work, but also because of the nature of the project itself. I think with me, like the constant in the things that I'm really drawn to artistically and like writing wise is like a sense of reality. I feel like, I was never, I love me some Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and all that stuff, but in these animes and things like that, where they start going to the moon and they're blowing up planets, that's when they lose me. I like stuff that's grounded in characters that are real and like understandable, and they have quirks and they have their own fashion and they have their own ways of speaking and all these things. And so with Scion, he came to me with this like document that had like character profiles and things like the setting and the buildings and things like that, and I just saw it. Like this is basically the final design of John, the main character, is basically what I had from my very first idea, because it all just felt real. The setting, the characters, the stuff that happens in the plot, it just feels like this fully realized world, and I just loved playing around and adding my own flavor to it. I don't even remember what the original question was.
What made you I guess basically sign up to work with him? But you talking about that and me looking at the cover, that's exactly, it looks like you drew exactly what it felt like working with him, like, because you have all these different iterations of John, and they all come together at the end. That's exactly, I mean, was that what you were working with, or what your plan was, or it's just literally because of his powers?
Again, like a bit of both. It feels, it's a cool representation of like the supernatural element, but also like it really feels like the beginning of something. The fact that he's literally walking across the page and we're seeing all these like different sides of him, all these different like interpretations of reality. That's kind of what the book feels like as a whole to me. It's watching this character and his like close cast of friends and things just walking through a world that's confusing, but they have each other, and they got what they got, and they're just facing all these challenges and trying to make it. And I just thought that was really cool. So that was, I think, what had really drawn me to Scion. If I had gotten 5 projects on my desk, I'm sure this is still the one I would have picked, because everything about it just really appealed to my sensibilities. And also, I just wanted to dive in and take on a challenge. It's a 48-page graphic novel. This is the first graphic novel I've ever done. First full comprehensive one. Webtoon, you kind of just get the art done and post it, but you take shortcuts because the deadlines are so fast and things like that. But I don't know. I'm a doer, I guess. I dove in, and it was the right project that I've been on.
So you talk about shortcuts. So you feel like you didn't take any with this?
No, honestly, I really didn't, because you kind of can't with. Well, that's not entirely true. There are ways you can not cheat things, but like sort of get yourself out of the problem solving of drawing. You could trace, you could copy layouts, you could copy panel compositions, and all that stuff is valid to an extent. Like, I steal from artists I like all the time, but one thing about me is that even if I'm heavily referencing something, I'm going to change it if it serves the story. If I have a shot in my head that I want to execute, I'm just not stopping until I've executed it. You know what I mean? So in that sense, it's always a challenge, but it's so rewarding, because once you've done it, I mean, I really can't express how crazy it is to draw 48 pages in my room on my drawing tablet and then have it be a physical tangible book. Like, it's crazy, you know? Like I said, I've been drawing since I was 5, and this is a real thing that I've helped make. Like, it's such a cool, strange feeling, you know? So I just take the challenges on as they come. So if it's, hey, if the script calls for like a LASIK exam or a man that can see X-ray vision or an entire college campus, I'm gonna just figure it out because I want to tell the story, you know.
You did the coloring too?
Yeah, all of it.
You did everything but the lettering, which is also like I don't be clocking the letterers, and I'm very sorry about that. You got a big name for the letterer.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we knew that it was kind of a kiss of death sometimes in indie whenever you decide to cheap out on the letters. And it's the cheapest part of the process. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It makes sense to splurge a little bit in that regard. So that way, when we can rub elbows with folks who are, definitely punching up on our weight class. We want people to know we're here. But also, it felt like it bona fide us a little bit. If we have a professional lettering studio, especially since, I told you I fell in love again with comics with the Milestone Returns books. I'm flipping through these books and seeing Anvil design on, some of my favorite Black comic books. I want us to have that same type of polish. So, and Che's artwork deserves it. It deserves to have letters that really sing to the artwork that he's already given. So we called up Darren over at World. They were great. I got to meet DC because of him, and he's been fantastic to work with and to be able to get letters for him like that. He made it so easy, and he didn't make us feel as though because we were newcomers that we were somehow out on an island or that we should know more. Like he was willing to kind of work with us where we were, and I really appreciate them for doing that. Like World's such a great studio.
Mind you, if you do not know who World is, they also did the lettering for the new DC, the history of the DCU, the Dakota incident.
Yes.
So big deal, big things. Okay, that is nothing to shrug at.
Every third book.
Yeah,
like they're the guys.
How did you come about your choice for choosing a letter? I like to talk to you independent creatives because I don't know how y'all do how you make it to the point where your book comes into creation. Everybody's story is going to be different. Everybody networks differently. Sometimes you just get lucky and you hit on something, and it works out. But how do you choose a letterer? Honestly, I have never asked anybody that question. How do you choose a letterer?
So I think honestly for us, it was very, we kind of knew what we wanted. It's like, we knew that we wanted it to kind of have like that kind of Southern Gothic type of like creepiness to it. Like how like the feel of like anything from the antebellum period, it feels like there's just racism in the handwriting. We wanted there to kind of be like that type of decayed type look to things. But like whenever we kind of can punch it up, because like that's the other thing, we wanted a mixed case style as well. I was very, very adamant on mixed case and not just uppercase for everything, because I felt that having the ability to capitalize fully, to have, it gave more variability for how we could kind of make the tones work. And we knew that we wanted it to be dialogue first. So with all that in mind, right, knowing that we need someone to make probably a script for us, like if going with a design studio like World felt like the perfect thing to do, because we didn't want the letters to look like something else. That was the big thing. So I was kind of a bit of a, like, I knew I wanted this project to be as Black as possible. Like if I can have someone on this book, I want them to be Black, at least their studio to be such, right? So like when I reached out to Darren, I was like, yo, like Black comics, we need Black letters, bro. Like, like that was just kind of my straight up, I wanted a Black letterer for this book. Just like if I were to have a book that centered like, a mostly female cast, I want a female letterer. You know what I mean? Those touches matter. And like he hooked us up with DC. I wasn't expecting DC, to be, I wasn't expecting DC to be white. But he did an amazing job. No, I'm being serious. DC did great. DC and Darren, and let's be very frank, him and Darren together, like he told us, like, yeah, me and Darren, we kind of looked over the script, we kind of worked on it, tweaked on it. We got this together. What do you think? I looked at it and I was like, this is awesome, bro. Yeah, let's see what you got typed up. So we wanted this to be as you know, because like it's an HBCU book, there are going to be like moments where the dialogue is very black. We want people to understand what the inflections are supposed to be. It's why we went with that mixed case style, so that way we could have things be fully in cap and bold and italicized. It just gives us a whole nother layer of oomph to put in, and like with the kind of creepiness of it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Kind of cutting you off, but it's definitely an underappreciated art. Like
yes,
across a lot of comics, it's the exact same font and a very similar lettering style, and that works like for sure. I'm never going to be mad at it, but if you're doing especially like an independent project like this where you're trying to have a very specific identity, the lettering is, I was honestly shocked when I got it back, because like I said, like with the webtoon, I lettered that myself and it's like fine or whatever, but when I got this back with the letters, I'm like, oh, it completely changes the way this feels, you know. Yeah, it adds character, it adds a lot of nuance. The font and the mixed case fit so well with my style somehow. I can't even like articulate why, but it just works, you know.
Because like, all right, so first of all, this is my favorite panel.
That happened in real life. That is a literal memory. That is a memory. Willie did that to me in real life.
He probably didn't do the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure pose, but
yes, okay, close. Because yes,
he did this. Yeah. He did this.
Because the first thing I see with the stance is boy. But then the lettering under it is it seals everything. Light skinned it, boy, your ass is white skinned. I was like, I heard him say it in my ear.
Yes, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I was worried about the apostrophe. DC also asked, is it supposed to be ED? I was like, no, it's EDD. Like it's you understand. You understand.
Fully. Definitely in my blackest of moments in that panel. I promise you, it came through loud and clear. It was very much the Boondocks in my head.
Perfect.
I'm trying to think of where else. So the dog. First of all, the dog. We're gonna get back to the dog. But it's very it's not very typical to see the creators in their own book. What made you decide to make yourself a character in your own in your first comic at that?
Right. So it definitely can come off as self-serving, which was something that I kind of wanted to address out the gate. I felt as though, so one thing, whenever we were developing this, I got to have the pleasure of doing a double feature across the same week. I'm calling it a double feature because I went to the movies twice, but I know it's the same day. But I got to watch within like a week period Everything Everywhere All at Once and Nope. And easily two of my favorite movies I've probably watched in the last decade. I think that they're both 10s. I know the internet's kind of changed their opinions on them, but I have not. And Nope specifically really just hit me in my chest. I loved it so much. And I loved the fact that whiteness was in like a Toni Morrison aspect within it. It was an outlier. It was something that was kind of burgeoning in on what we have going on. And like, I felt that it would be a fun contrast for the whitest person in the comic book to just be a biracial. It would allow for the contrast to be visually there, but also narratively a little bit dissonant. It allows for a little bit of kind of that 90s, like we can make 90s kind of bougie light skin jokes a little bit because of like the kind of pairings of offness there. And I felt that we could kind of modernize it in a way that allowed for me to kind of make fun of the situation, but also to let, readers know that, if you ever do see a picture of me, don't think that just because I'm this pale, that I'm not the brother that was in this comic book getting called light skinned. It was to kind of let our audience know that we're writing off of our experience here. We're not just trying to give something that we think you want. This was life. This is I lived through this, and I want you to kind of know that I'm kind of in the background. And that's a thing here. It's very much a. I've talked to Che like with this a bunch. It's like, man, as soon as we can kill this dude, we are. We're killing him. I'm getting rid of him so fast. Boy. I'm killing that man because we got to make sure the story is serving the people who are supposed to be. I was kidding.
You know?
No, but,
Wait, what?
I want people to know that I am willing. This isn't my story.
He's just standing there. He's helping the dog. Leave him alone.
Right.
On the first page,
We're taking him out. DM style. We're taking him out. Drag him from the sky. Bites him in half. He's gone.
Oh.
Actually, like, I was kind of in that camp at the beginning too. Like, once I learned that you were essentially a character in the book, I was a little hesitant because you see a lot of self-inserts in fiction. And when it's really dangerous is when the author doesn't know they're doing it. And they're like, oh, this character just happens to have my hair and be my gender and a similar name, but he's like really cool and he gets all the girls and he's got 18 different superpowers, and it's like, okay.
Right. It's like, it's like this, that is not this man. That's not this man.
No. Yeah. I heard he was a character and he was making himself character essentially, and I was like, okay, is this gonna be a little bit of a wish fulfillment kind of thing? But no, he's just treating himself like a character, and because the story's inspired by Mark's life, he is just a three-dimensional character. He doesn't get special treatment in the story. No one does. They're all just kind of on their own journeys. Also, sorry,
go ahead. No, go.
I just think it's funny. I'm pretty sure at one point you asked me to make him paler so the joke would hit harder. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I legit was like, like you can go there, bro. You can do it. Like the winter months are hard for me, man. Like if I was in Phoenix, it would be.
You got the Farnsworth Bentley all the time. You got the umbrella right over you at all times.
Paracel swag. No. Get my suspenders out.
Oh no! Oh God! Wait. Okay. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about the lettering, and the artwork all coming together. And I've lost it, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't happen very often. I'm lying, but this, I couldn't tell what campus this was. But I'm assuming this is from your alma mater, Jackson State.
That was one of the coolest parts. Che was able to we were able to get Easter eggs of campus of downtown Jackson. Like if you're a Jackson native or if you went to Jackson State, you'll recognize the Gibbs Green sign is definitely where the roundabout is, the front of campus. The archway is I think we got almost a near 1-to-1 there, which was super duper. Downtown, we got to show the planetarium off, which was super awesome because that's it's one of the coolest parts about downtown.
I think I got that one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's the one with I think it's got Tennessee. Oh, did I not get it? Damn.
No, I understand. I'm just glad there was enough cool pages to where we're talking about something that's not even here. That's fun.
Oh, bro. Yeah, no doubt. Y'all did your big thing on this one. There's a lot to pull from this. I actually had to stop myself because I realized I had 20 pics and I'm like, okay, this can only handle but 50 megabytes or some shit. So I had to cut this down significantly. I want to find that. I think I might have to find it and post it. But I really liked it because it has the what is it? Soul of Tennessee mural on it.
The City of Soul store. Yeah, the City of Soul mural. Yeah, so we got to. Yeah, so that was also super cool too because then downtown Jackson there is a City with Soul mural. It has David Banner and a couple of other folks that are Jackson legends on just Mississippi legends in general, right? People that you wouldn't know that were born in Mississippi. So we kind of Che took that idea and was we won't have to do 1-to-1. We could do our own thing. And he kind of went through and found different legends that he found kind of born in Mississippi and kind of put them up there. Honestly, my favorite inclusion that you have was Brandy, bro. Everybody forgets that Brandy and Ray J are from Mississippi, man. Everybody forgets that. So I love getting to put Brandy Norwood up there with that beautiful smile too. It was so fun. I loved it. So that was one of my favorite moments back in the day.
I really forgot that I don't know why. I always think they're from Cali or some shit, but that's because
they moved. They had to go be somebody. They had to go move for a little bit, but they still remember they're from Mississippi. They still tell folks, which is nice.
Yeah,
that's the least you could do.
Randy on there, Miles Davis or something.
Miles Davis. Who else? I can't remember anybody else. I feel like not Aretha. Where is she from? Other singers that I could look at, that I promise I could look up to.
I'd remember if I saw it, but yeah, basically, yeah, he had the idea of throwing the mural in there. It was in the script, and I was like, yeah, let's get our. Oh, there we go.
I'll make you big. There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's a great shot. That's a great shot. And it really pulls you in. It pulls you into the story. You feel like you're part of it a little bit. You're not taken out of it. I know that some people will do like these splash pages that are just all for the gotcha moment, but I like the fact that y'all kind of kept it a little bit subtle. It didn't take up the full page. You know what I mean? Like, also, I'm sure the work was a lot easier for you, Che. Did I have to draw something quite so large? Let's talk about some of these characters. Main character is John Lewis. What, pray tell, made you choose that name?
I got you. I know it seems out of place, but John is a person I know in my real life. John is actually based off of a real person I know named John Lewis. And John is from Atlanta. He actually was a part of the junior representatives when he was younger, and he actually got to meet Representative Lewis whenever he was younger. And whenever he met him, he's like, "Hi, Representative Lewis. I'm John R. Lewis from Atlanta." And he's like, no, I'm John, right? So it was them having this kind of fun interaction around the commonness of their name. And if you look at John on any, because John's big in the political realm right now, he's kind of making he's trying to take political swings right now, which is really cool. Like in local government, just trying to do just working, trying to make the community like a more cohesive place. John, his social media handles is a common username because it's just how he's met a lot of John Lewis's over the years. But he and I both agree because he allowed for me to use his likeness for this story. Because we both agree. Because John, whenever I knew him in undergrad, he was such a he could speak truth to the most loud room, and it was like people knew to listen to what he was saying because he wasn't trying to impose on anyone, and he wasn't going to beat you down with it. It was either you can take it or you can leave it. And I really appreciated who he was in our friends group back then. I wanted him. Because we were just kind of friends in passing, and his effect was still that big. So I knew that I wanted to kind of tell a similar story through this book, right? And we were able to kind of layer a lot of themes here. The one being the burden of having such an important name. Like how would that? What weight would a young man have if he was named the same name as a civil rights legend? You know what I mean? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, cool. So it was the idea of there's a weight or burden that might come with such an important name. You also having that, would it inspire greatness also within you, or would you feel burdened by it, right? So John is both a person I know in real life, but also it's us trying to add a little bit of weight to the idea of an important name maybe being passed down to another important person because he's willing to take on the burden, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's some other elements there too, though. John is definitely, we're taking some mystical elements with the idea of John here. So some other things there, if you are pray tell of that type of stuff, like John the Conqueror, different things like that. So a leader of men, different things like that. So we're taking some big swings. We're taking some big swings with John. John's doing a lot.
He's doing a lot. There's another character that I noticed that's doing a little bit of legwork too. If you don't know your Roman, your Roman gods, you might miss it. But first, I want to talk about Miss Danita.
Yes.
I like her, but I also don't like her.
Yeah, she got some growing to do. Our girls got some growing to do for sure.
It's very much our cousins across the pond who don't understand why we don't know where we come from type of energy. I don't
the diplomat daughter energy too. On top of it, she's been in some important rooms. She knows it, things like that, right? So she has a story to tell. She has an interesting story to tell. She was birthed off of the want to talk about foreign exchange students having a home at HBCUs. If you've ever been to an HBCU, you know that we have a very large wealth of important people who are foreign exchange students at the university. Diplomats' daughters, people who are a part of royal families. It's very, very common for them to want to choose the South because they just want to be around Black people. And they want to experience what the South is. They want to hear about soul food. They hear about, the football games, tailgating. They want to be a part of that. And I think that's super cool that they would choose us in this, right? Because it seems very there's some contrast again there to that element where, it might seem weird to have a person who with a British accent on a campus in Jackson, Mississippi, but they're there and they have a story to tell.
There's a lot to what you're saying. I often wonder what it's like to be a diplomat's daughter and have people of the non-melanated persuasion come over there and act like who the fuck they think they are, and then you realize maybe not. You're not the sauce I'm looking for. I need to find somebody else. And I wonder if that is more that causes them to lean more towards people of color, to be surrounded by those people, to not be treated like you're less than because of the color of your skin, potentially, or whatever country you may come from, regardless of what your accent is. Because it's yuck. It's yuck right now. That's what I'm going to use. Che, did you have any? Did all the for both of you, did the influences come strictly from you, Mark, as far as who would look like what? Or Che, did you have any liberties with
There's definitely some liberty taken. So yeah, there were real life influences that were kind of the jumping off point. Like John, real life John, he's like the same archetype as the character design, like tall, lanky, glasses, kind of like a sophisticated, nerdy kind of look. So I just took that and then combined it with like what I was seeing in the story and just kind of like tried to heighten it, Speaking of heightening, actually, I also took some influence from the Boondocks for his hair. So I just enjoy that, like Huey's afro when they draw it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to take the story and try to tell it through how they look. So John's, he's got the collar and the sweater, but also like shorts because it's like a little bit hot in the South, but he's also got a little bit of a scholarly look. And then Danita, she's just kind of got this more easygoing, like laid back outfit. Like she's not trying too hard. So I just gave her like, cropped hoodie, jeans. It's like she's cute and put together, but she's not like doing the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, she don't have to.
Yeah, she don't. Also, fun fact, it kind of got away from it, but the original influence was, I believe, Normani.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Normani was definitely our inspiration for Danita for sure. At least for her look. Yeah.
No, I see it. I'm like, there was something about her. I'm like, there's something. I don't know if it's a young somebody or an older version of somebody. But no, she, Normani is, that's a hole in one. Yeah, that's 100% it.
Yeah, try to get specific. Another talking about like pet peeves and stuff in anime and things like that. Like same face syndrome could never be me, dude. It's so fast because it's like y'all are supposed to be three-dimensional people from different parts of the world living different lives, and you've got the same generic features just because it's like cute and easy. And I'm like, that's boring. Some people got, Danita's got like a curved nose slightly. John's got like slightly wispy facial hair and like a long thin face. Like I don't know, I just like to play around with it until it feels like real and also like it matches the story, because I don't ever want people to feel like I'm like phoning it in design wise. And I think it just makes the story feel more real.
Who gonna tell you phone it? Who gonna tell you phoning it in? Who gonna tell you?
Me, the voice in my head.
Okay, well, you tell him come see me.
Yeah.
You tell him come see me. We'll talk. We'll have a nice long conversation about that. Yeah. I don't think so, sir. Not at all. Not at all. The other thing that I missed out of this is showing the professor. Professor is it Alva?
Alvaro, yeah.
Alvaro, pardon me.
By Basquiat.
Basquiat, easily.
Yes, sir. I'm glad
call
to
out.
see it. I'm glad to see it. Yeah. But Basquiat was a big inspiration for him. It was like the idea of what if he got to live and kind of like be a professor to the youth. Like he got to kind of pass on that knowledge and get past that kind of rowdier late 20s life era. Like it was like kind of that idea of like that type of. He has a past, but he's very clearly dedicated towards his future. If that makes sense.
I'm very curious about his backstory, to be honest. I might be getting a little ahead of myself. Are we going to get any kind of a backstory for him?
If we have, we will get into it but it's not going to be anytime soon, unfortunately.
Okay,
we are going to be focusing on the students for a little bit. But he is our John the Baptist, if you will. He is kind of our person that is he's foreshadowing what's to come, if you will. He's our harbinger, our forebearer.
Yeah, no, he very. Go get this book and read this book, y'all. I'm trying not to give away nothing. He means what he says when he says it, but he got to say it as somebody that's I don't know. Is he tenured? Actually, that is a detail I need to know about. Is he tenured?
Yes, he's tenured. That's why he can kind of do what he says. He can say what he wants to, as long as it's in his office. Yeah,
correct.
He ain't resting on his laurels either. Like
across departments too, because he teaches John over in the criminology department, but then he also just takes it upon himself to be the African American studies professor, because he's a Haitian man. He wants to tell people about where they come from. You know what I mean? So that idea. So
I like him.
He's I
like that character.
He's got like wicks kind of. His hair is really fun to draw.
Yeah. But just like as a character within the story, I'm trying to think of who he gives me Black Alfred vibes. But
from like Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah, Alfred Pennyworth, but a little bit of Jeffrey from Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, son, I'm gonna tell you this the way that I'm gonna tell you, but I need you to understand subtext, because I'm saying this type hood, but like polite. So I need you to understand. Do you understand what I'm trying to impress upon you with your choices? Because that may not be the best thing for you to do, my good son. He's incredible. He drew me. He drew me in a lot. He drew me in more than I expected. But Miss Demita, she's pre-med, correct? While he
is.
Yep. Well, he is. What is he? Is he? He's
going criminology. He's criminology.
Criminology. Okay. I was gonna say he's not pre-law. I guess it's just criminology. Do you have a backstory on how the two of them met?
So it would have been like they were like the kind of like the sophomore freshman group that kind of like formed over time, like between John, Danita, Vincent, and then Gene. Like the four of them would have kind of been like the group that kind of got pushed together that freshman year, and kind of just like things stuck, if you will. So like it's like study dates, people having to go and get food late at night, the whole crew being together, that type of vibe, and like them being young and just not really kind of, they're young, trying to just figure it out. And like now we're at the age where figuring it out means like life goals, different things like that. What I want to do after graduation, and I knew I wanted to play on the Sherlock and Watson dynamic, the idea of like putting the doctor and detective together, but in like the Southern Gothic sense, and like they're in training too, so like they're kind of still figuring it out. It's like us getting to see them flower into a duo that could be like the South's finest, if you will. So
I you know what, I didn't think about that. I low-key saw me in college. Like, you should probably go get that checked out. It sounds like an ulcer type of thing. It's like, you mainlining coffee and Red Bulls for the last 6 weeks. I think it has finally caught up with you, my good sir. You might want to get that checked out, because your breath is also bumping, and it's all the time. You can't brush that away, baby. I love you. I say it because I care. It'd be rough out there in these streets. So is Danita conservative, kind of?
No, not at all. Definitely not. She with this scene in particular, right? This in particular.
Yeah.
We wanted to vent frustrations over the difference that like small town versus large town people would have with like the unhoused conversation. Where I'm from, unhoused people are usually folks who slip through the cracks because they were either mentally ill and they couldn't afford their medications, or because someone forgot about them, and they need a society that can kind of see them, welcome them in, and kind of help them get back on their 2 feet, which would require a lot of infrastructure that they just don't have access to. So the best case scenario most of the time when I was a kid, just handing $1 and probably just saying, have a good day, I hope things go well for you, is probably the best option. But Danita comes from a large city where, you know, some people, especially if you were like, you were like me with my mom growing up, where it's like she's a single parent, she has a small kid, she's trying to get through these busy streets. If like, say my mom was in an environment like that, she may want to treat the unhoused as a deterrent. She may want to see them as unsafe, because it would make your day easier to not have to interact with them, because there's just so many more people there. It's something that you will have to encounter on a daily basis. And if you don't have like a mental that would allow for you to be able to be in communion with said people and not think differently of them, you know, that's an issue. We're talking about, you know, a lot of these famous people, rich people in a, you know, more gilded position, they take taxis everywhere they go whenever they're in a city like New York or Chicago or the UK. They don't even take the subway or something like that, because they want to avoid the common folk. So I wanted to express that she would have that same gap, because money's allowed her that privilege, and that unfortunately she's got to check that if she wants, because unfortunately being Black is not going to save you from walking down that path. You know what I mean?
And being on top of it, and that gets into the conversation about doctors in general. You're going to come across people that are less well off than you do, that may not have had the same, that may not have had the same privileges, or they, you know, the check was short last week, and now you're in the mid. You're, you know, it's just been a steady decline. That is, Danita, you got a baby girl.
You have to check that at the door for sure.
Yeah, you need your wake up call, boo cakes. And
you're far away from home, just like John said. We're a long way from home to be acting like this, man.
Correct, baby.
That kind of connects back to like one of the other things I love about this project, though, is like the nuance in these kind of conversations. You're not seeing that in a lot of mainstream comics, you know? Like, we need more Black villains. We need more Black people that are like a little privileged and ignorant about certain things, like, because you know, that's reality. We're not a monolith. We all believe different things and have gaps in our knowledge. I feel like a lot of the time in more mainstream media, it's one or the other. You get like a Black person that's like a stereotype in like some super obvious heavy-handed way, or they're like way too perfect to the point where it's like, all right, I can tell this is just a piece of media trying to pander to me, as opposed to like a real story about real characters.
That is precisely it. And let me tell you, as a Black woman, I get it 2 times, because if you're trying to write for a woman as a man, you're not hitting it, baby. You're not hitting it. You ain't hitting it. And then you're a white man trying to write for a Black woman. Makes me nauseous.
It's hard out here for y'all.
Just a touch. It is extremely frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. Because all you really have to do is ask.
Yeah.
All you have to do is ask for help. Actually, did you ask any of your lady friends about this character to get a little bit of insight?
So my girlfriend's my editor. So I'm at the ground floor with her on pretty much anything like this. Yeah. So we're definitely fighting about that before anybody else even sees it, right? And good fights, good sparring is training, right? Even Jacob wrestled God.
The learners.
But with Danita specifically, I wanted to give, like, I was obviously inspired by like the foreign exchange students friends that I had when I was younger, but I also wanted to give a voice to all of the educated Black women that I know personally, but also that I'm related to. I come from a family of educators. Most of the women in my family are either the best cook you've ever met in your life, or the best teacher you've ever met in your life. And they take it very, very seriously. It's a vocation. It's a calling. And I wanted to showcase what that type of devotion might look like. And I kind of got to put a hat on a little bit by getting to kind of give this kind of foreign flair to it. I wanted Black women to be able to have a character that kind of made them feel not necessarily bougie. That's not necessarily the case here, but I wanted them to kind of have like maybe like a pseudo Bridgerton type moment where there's like a pomp to things that that showcases like the hard work or like the refinement that this individual has, and that, you know, there might be some rough edges because of how hardworking this woman is, but you're gonna get to just that much more fall in love with her over time when you get to see just how much of a complete person she is. So that was kind of the vibe we want. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I think issue 2 might make you turn around on the once you like.
Oh
get
yeah,
to
that's the other thing too. Yeah, that's the
Like,
other thing. Issue 2, if issue 1 is John's book, issue 2 is definitely Danita's.
Yeah, for
You-
sure.
You definitely lean into that by the end of the page. No, that's him calling the ambulance, is sending that text to her. Yeah, because I
SOS DEFCON what 5? Is that the bad? DEFCON, no, DEFCON 1's the bad one. Yes, it's all bad. It's terrible. Yes, I need you to help, and I don't trust these doctors anymore. So I need you to be my doctor.
Okay, so I'm gonna get. Let me see if I put it on this next one. I really hope I did. So part of the argument with their walk down in downtown is her convincing him to go along with this free program that this philanthropist corporation, that's an oxymoron, is offering to the students of this HBCU, and they're offering them free LASIK surgery. That's odd. Okay.
Right.
That doesn't seem.
See what happens.
Yeah, we're just gonna fuck around with your eyeballs, It's free. It's free. It's a $10,000 surgery, but no, free. Everybody gets one. So part of their discussion, I won't call it an argument. Their discussion is about him just going ahead and getting the LASIK surgery done. It's for free. It's gonna change your look. You're gonna feel so much better. For her to be honestly the catalyst in order to get him to go against his better judgment itched my scalp something fierce. Just because of all the reasons we know here in America why we do not trust the doctors in our society as much as we should potentially or could. But then I realized it's because she comes from a place where there's nationalized healthcare. It's because it's not necessarily a for-profit system that she's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? So it's this is such a good fucking book, y'all. This is such a good book. I felt for him sitting in that goddamn office in this room, waiting for over an hour for a free procedure, and they're kind of just like casting him off to the side. He finally gets in, he sees the doctor, and immediately spidey senses are going off.
Yeah.
Immediately. What I didn't get I think I do get it, but I just want to confirm the weak handshake.
Gotcha.
It's literally just I was just like, the scene, we're setting up this sort of off-kilter move without giving too much detail away. Things are starting to feel off. He's like a little uncomfortable. He's in this weird sterile room. And what makes you more uncomfortable than a weak handshake? Like from second one, you're like, okay, we're not going to connect as people, like something's off. And
especially, sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
I just thought it was funny. That's the main thing.
There was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying all of the. It made me feel creepy. It just made me feel creepy, and I don't care if you have a weak handshake or not. I'm gonna just call you a bitch and keep it moving. But outside looking at the visuals of it, it made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up a little bit.
There was a lot of like pent up kind of feelings for this scene, honestly. I grew up, my mom was a school teacher. She worked a lot of jobs. It was just kind of us growing up, me and her and my nana. And we're Creole, so she really wanted me to have a Catholic education. So she really worked hard to kind of put me into like the small Catholic school in my area. Not a big Catholic school. It's not at all what you see in Gospel Girl. We're talking about, about like $3-4 grand a year to attend, right? So something that's like if you decide to, work an extra job, you can maybe make it happen, right? Mm-hmm. And my mom was like, you're gonna go there, you're gonna do your best, right? You're gonna make good grades, you're gonna do what you can. And I always took all the honors classes, made good grades, never had below a 3.5 GPA. But what I noticed when I was in those environments was that I was given an expectation to always live up to these hallmarks of masculinity whenever it comes to professionalism. Now, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that a strong handshake says much about you as a man. But when you're in a Southern environment around Republican voters and the only person's hand they're shaking like this are Black people, suddenly they don't want to hold up the end of the bargain here. They're not wanting to do these ceremonies that are indicative of men who respect one another. Suddenly they're going to give you this limp paw, right? And I experienced that from a very specific type of crowd when I went to that school, and all of them are doctors now. So it was very much me kind of, there was some weird element to all of this that kind of just made me want to put it into this moment of you kind of putting your hand out there firm, ready to shake someone's hand because you're there and you're taking things seriously, and all they give you is a weak paw for you to squeeze on. So
God.
That's yeah.
What a vile sentence. But it's so accurate. I'm like,
oh God, you know, and better part, it's like cold and clammy. Like, oh God.
Yes.
God.
It's like hands are supposed to be warm. What is this?
Why
Are you alive? Are you alive? Like,
are you
ew, gross. Oh my God, let me let you know. Going to the OB is great. Really, really great. Anyway, a little bit too much detail, but that's what we're all about here at Room.
We need to get rid of every man trying to go into that discipline. All right.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't really put two and two together, but once you get to like adult brain, you start to think, what?
Like, help.
Like what? I probably could have done oncology or something. Like what?
Look, the long conversations I have had with female friends about this is like, but why did you choose that? But okay, I guess. But anyway, proceeding. Has this procedure done? Everything looks great. Glasses officially gone. Brand new man, and you get the white guy wink and a smile, and then is also oh God, you're selling me something that I really don't want. I have a feeling that seals the deal for that. Brother, and then just jumping right into it, just gonna cut right into it. Something goes wrong. How did you decide to emulate this? Why did you choose what you chose to have to be the trigger for him?
So, one, Jay did an absolutely amazing job with this competition. I pretty much just told him that I wanted to showcase like all of his powers, kind of like.
Ooh, one second. I don't think it's you. I think it's.
Do we have a connection that interrupts?
There we go. Now you're good.
All right, Cox. I'm on to you. You're
Come on, man.
during moments of success, and I don't appreciate this. I'm trying to win. He's saying no. Okay, so Che did an absolutely wonderful job with this composition. We knew that we wanted his powers to manifest and for them to kind of all be kind of like we wanted it to be earth shattering, for them to all be kind of happening at once, and he can't really make out what's going on. But Che had the beautiful idea of splitting it up into sections, and like this page, like the symmetry, all of it. It's just fantastic. And I knew that I wanted to bring back what happened in the first, at the end of the first act, or beginning of the second act, if you will, what happened at like the coffee shop with Jeffrey's trial. I wanted that to have relevance again. I wanted like a man who, because like one of the big linchpins for this was like me wanting to challenge the idea of what a good job is in the Black community. There's a lot of jobs that Black men will kind of take just because it's a good job, quote unquote. It comes with a retirement. It comes with a bit of prestige whenever you say that you work. It comes with consistency, job security. All these things quantify up to a good job. And I think that being an inspector for the government, being a Fed, definitely has been one of those jobs over the years. And I really wanted to kind of have a young man who's wrestling with wanting to choose this as his career to have to also be contending with how many of us that they are actively taking away from us and showing it on the TV. Like how would you be able to walk into this career path without having some questions? And when, you know, what seems like something that should be open and shut, right, doesn't go the way it should, like it always does, because qualified immunity is always going to let a cop get away with whatever he wants. It made the reality and the lie you believe are not reconciling, and that's gonna crescendo into your powers finally manifesting, and you finally seeing what's beyond the veil, what's beyond the surface. And like this campus, it's like we referenced the Gibbs Green tragedy here on campus as though it was something that kind of happened in the past and they kind of moved on from, like this idea that the police did demonstrate and assembled on campus against the students. And like, you're walking every day to class on the ground that happened to, and the earth remembers. And now you remember. Now you see that, and you have to live knowing that all around you, where it's safe, they can still do this to us. They can still find a way to make this safe space not safe anymore. For a split second, he loses the safety of his campus because he gets so overwhelmed by power.
Yeah. Ugh.
And from a just purely drawing standpoint, you know, doing a book in general can be a grind at times, you know, because at the end of the day, even if I'm enjoying the project, it is still 48 pages, each with like an average of 6+ panels. So that's what's like 250 some drawings total, you know,
about so let's say feels like closer to 3, but yes,
probably. But yeah, this page in particular was like one of my North Stars, because it's when things stop feeling like, you know, the slow build up, and more it's like, oh, this is like some real stuff we're dealing with, you know, because I didn't want to shy away from showing the police brutality, but also like the strangeness and the like how invasive these powers are to his life and the reality he knew. So I just like, you know, every time I was feeling a little down or my productivity was low, I'm like, I gotta get to this sequence because it's the one I'm gonna kind of hang my hat on for the book, you know, at least one of them. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do it justice, and I also thought it'd be fun to play with all these different effects and try to like merge them together. And I am pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah.
I'm just noticing the person on the ground. What is that? Is that in reality? Is that another flashback?
All the stuff, all the people around him are like flashback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so. Okay. I have questions. I want to know who was on the ground next to him. I'm very curious. Okay. See, I got caught up. I'm like, who the hell? What's going on? What is actually going on? See, nugget. And all right, so he has this moment. He freaks out, runs to the bathroom, and calls Demita. Demita, something's not right. Something went wrong. That was a cut. That's basically a cut scene. We cut to this person getting yoked up, and little doggo friend trying to tell them, yo, get your hands up off my homies, because you ain't shit. I got you. Big barks. And this is, if you were paying attention earlier, it was very small. This is the same dog that was, not that one. It's too small. That's in this upper left-hand panel that was just chilling on campus. So there is a minor. There's one person that, if you aren't committed to all the people in the story, you will not. He gets got. And it's very curious because I feel like you're going to make you're making more commentary on a particular set of people in the world that get disappeared and you don't hear from ever again. This, I feel bad for this guy. I really do. I feel really bad for him. Because I feel like he doesn't have anybody to look out for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Who's gonna get the dog? Who's gonna get the dog? Somebody's getting the dog, right? You wouldn't do that to a poor dog out in the middle of the street, right?
Without saying anything too specific, the dog does come back.
Okay.
The dog does it. They appear in issue 2.
Okay. So, as long as don't do nothing to that dog, Mr. Bandy. I'll find you.
We've never done that.
I'm gonna let you know. I'll come down there. We're gonna have a talk. I'm gonna ask for a hard rewrite. Um, please, everybody, if you have not had the privilege, go and grab Scion. You can purchase this book off of Mark's website and his publishing website, crimsonsleeperstudios.com. I'm trying to get it together. Crimson, because I could have put this up earlier today, because that would have been the right thing to do. Stop. Wait. Why are we having a moment? We're having a stroke. Hold on. But please make sure you go and check out Crimson Sleeper Studios. It is, honestly, I kind of want to touch on that. How did you decide to officially make your own studio? There are some people that will just say, hey, my name is Tom and this is my comic and here you go. What made you decide to take it a step further and actually create a studio?
So it was, and because we sometimes get this, right? We're small, why is it Crimson Sleeper Studios? Why not Crimson Sleeper Studio? And it's like, well, the S is a promise to grow, right? We want this to be something that we can kind of seed forward, keep going out, and have it be something that we maybe develop into different properties. We expanded into merch recently alongside the book. So trying to venture out into other avenues for business was very important. I knew I wanted the business side of this to be something that we didn't undervalue, because sometimes comic book people will say it's very, very common for people to be so focused on the art that they don't think about the business, or vice versa, right? And I wanted to be a person who was equally focused on both, even if it keeps me up at night, right? And I knew that, if we want to move off into animation one day, if we want to be able to option this off to some other studio someplace else and be able to work with them, if we want to even be able to option a book off to another larger press publisher like Image or someone else and work together with them with like licensing or things like that, I knew that we had to get a legal entity in play. Like it was, I knew I didn't want to have to do this with myself. I knew I didn't want to worry about someone suing me personally. So because my mom, she was a grant writer when I was a kid. So I got to kind of see her create her LLC for that and kind of help her work her small business when I was a kid. I was her tech coordinator. I was the person who set up all the technology for the PowerPoints and, computers, everything. This is early 2000s too. So it's very enveloped, lots of cords, lots of cables, Mom shouldn't have to do all that. That's a son's job. So, I would come in and I'd save the day. Right. And that was what I'd do. So I knew that I was going to have to venture into that venue. And with my girlfriend's, she's my editor. She's also my legal counsel. So, she's making sure that I'm not venturing off into a bad lane there. She's the person who writes my contracts. I'm very blessed in that regard to make sure that if I was to do something, that might be not the smartest business decision, she will very quickly tell me, do this. So I have a lot of women in my corner who gave me a lot of advice and helped me kind of get to this point. And I think that's why we kind of have that type of polish to it all also.
I apologize. New York City is New Yorking. I just wanted to beat myself.
ASAP Ferg, bro. New York don't know how to be quiet. That work remix is going on in the background right now.
Like it's live and direct from the hood, baby.
New York's a beautiful city, bro. That's it is what it is. They gotta go do what they gotta go do.
Yeah, bro. Like this is 20 stories up. Like, can you imagine being on the street?
Because the building, they're so tall, man.
Yeah,
that sounds
bro.
like gonna travel straight up.
It's fun. It's fun every night when I'm recording. It just please, everybody. I'm gonna put if you want the digital download, I'm going to put that into the chat. And not have fat fingers and accidentally delete it by accident. You didn't see that. So that you guys can go pick that up. But if you want the physical, and I would strongly.
I saw someone in the chat said they can't break up ever. I agree.
I agree. You can't know. Like legally.
We are stuck like glue. We ain't going nowhere. All right.
It's also you end up being like your characters because you were in the medical field and she's a lawyer, so balance in the universe. That's the way it's supposed to be. I like it. But if I can put the physical cover also in there, if you want the digital, Screenshot it. Y'all know how I like to do. Screenshot this, hot copy, paste it into your web browser. If it is on your phone, that is for the $5 digital download. If you want the physical, because some people are tangible babies, and I like the tangibles myself, make sure you highlight this as well for the physical cover. That specifically for this cover here, because I'm going to get that one.
Ooh, I'm glad you like it. That's my personal favorite. I love what Shay did with this one. This is actually our homage to A Different World.
Yes.
Obviously, the second season box set. I'm a big fan of A Different World. It's what inspired me to want to choose an HBCU as a kid. My mom kind of got to show me. She went to Dillard, so she went to an HBCU. So my grandmother went to Grambling. So I kind of got right. Yes. Oh yes. And then I got some cousins down south. They're Jags, so we can't talk about that though. We can't talk about that around Nana because that Bayou Classic every year, boy. Oh, if they don't win the game, it's a problem because you know they're not winning the battle of the bands, boy. You know they're not beating the human jukebox.
Yeah, y'all can't talk for like a week or two after that.
She's totally focused on the game too. She's like, "Well, what's the score?" It's like I've never seen my grandmother that focused on a football game score before in my life. Oh, I see Morgan State in the chat. Yes, bro. Morgan State is a beautiful school. Y'all's campus is gorgeous. I got to see their campus virtually when I was a part of the First in the World initiative. Beautiful campus, beautiful school. Morgan State's a beautiful school.
Shout out Morgan. I live in Maryland, so I've visited there once or twice. It's a gorgeous campus.
I didn't get to go to an HBCU.
Me either. I feel your pain.
It's a very sad moment in my life. I don't want to talk about it. But I made it, baby. So with that said, once you get your digital, if you want to read it right now, or if you want to wait until you get your physical copy, we have good news for you, my young bloods, and all of those that are in the chat currently. We have this coming up very shortly. Ta-da!
Oh, yes.
We have issue 2. So if you don't like to wait and you're a big baby face, and you're going to throw a tantrum, please know that you can hit this wonderful button right here, right there. This one that says saved, it won't say saved for you because you haven't gone to the page yet. But if you click on save, you'll get a full reminder of when it goes live. I've got my button pushed. Do you? Ha 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 ha. I can't, first of all, I don't mean to bury the lead. Or 2 leads. Number 1, we've got a new cover with the glowing eyes, done by Che, young Master Che, putting his thing on it. I do like the coloring because I know that you seem to be you're a stickler for that a little bit.
It took, I don't know what it is. I care about color way too much. It's like my least favorite part of the thing, to be honest. I like drawing more than I like coloring, but once it's done being colored, I'm like, okay, yeah, like it had to be done. You know what I mean? So yeah, for this, again, sometimes the image just pops up and it's basically what I end up going with. So yeah, it's a cool little collage of the characters. And we got the red and the glowing eyes and like the bayou kind of vibes in the background.
It's also very, it feels a little foreboding as well. Yeah. If that's what you were going for, baby, let me let you know.
We're getting a real Southern Gothic in issue 2 for sure.
Oh yeah. We're definitely we buried the lead a little bit as far as how deep we're gonna go with issue 1. We're going to the crossroads and back. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm not a Southern belle. What pray tell is the story of the crossroads?
So the crossroads follows a specific part, Clarksdale, Mississippi. That was traditionally called the crossroads in the South. I think because of the Chitlin Circuit, I want to say that was like the major cross section that people would take, because that was on like the Blues Trail back in the day. But A Tale of the Crossroads specifically references, specifically what was Robert's last name?
Glass? No.
No, I'm blanking right. It's the story of the man who sold his soul to play the guitar to the devil. If you've ever heard that story, he went to the crossroads to sell his soul. It's not Robert Jenkins. It's Robert. Let me look it up real quick. That's gonna be
I know you're talking about.
But yeah, we want it's like that's one of the most important, I would argue, Southern Gothic stories. Like the idea of giving up your soul for talent to the devil at the crossroads, right? We want to kind of tell the idea of like, what if the devil was just yanking stuff out your pocket? What if you didn't even have to offer it to him? What if he was just there looking to start something, right? And you can't really like it's as much as you try, you still kind of have to deal with this kind of the devil from out of town making his way in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Ooh, that's okay. Young man is cooking. He is cooking. Second lead, if you will. Who made the cover on the right?
So we were very, very fortunate enough to get a cover from DC comic book legend Nicholas Draper Ivey, writer, artist, absolutely legend in the game right now. One of my favorite artists. It was a full court shot with one arm. I would be honest. I saw he had commissions closing. I said, you know what, this might be the last time ever, right? And I was at Fan Expo San Francisco at the time. I talked to Stephanie Williams earlier that day, so I was just feeling like I guess I feel a little God touched, if you will. So I was like, we can do this. We can make our dreams happen. We're in a room with big people right now. We can do something, right? Sent out a DM, and yeah, Nicholas Draper Ivey pinned us a cover. It was incredible getting to work with him. He is so kind. He is, especially the newcomers, very similar to how it was with Ann World. He was just very much like, hey, this is my capacity. Get me this XYZ. I'll get you the finished product. And I was like, I extremely blessed, highly favored, barely even begins to cover it, I feel like. And it's so incredible to have someone whose artwork I definitely think like his style fits so well with what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
So to have such an I love his covers so much. Like these covers together, I'm just loving the suite of covers I'm gonna be able to put on the table and be able to show to people. It's just we cannot wait to give this to our readers. Seriously.
I didn't know. Sorry, give me 1 second.
No, take your time.
I didn't know that we were getting a Nicholas Draper Ivey variant until like basically a few days before it was announced publicly. And so Mark just randomly hit me up. He's like, "Hey, we got this variant by Nicholas." I'm like, "Huh?"
Right. I was trying not to breathe on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's a busy man. I understand if like at the last second, like things don't happen. I understand. Like, yeah, we broke the contracts involved, so that way you could do that if you need to. And because we had an issue with the first variant cover with an artist we tried to have for Scion Issue 1. Not necessarily something to really get into because that happens with artists, but after kind of like we had to start the first Kickstarter without the variant cover and then add it like with I think the last week of it. So that's not ideal, right?
No.
Being able to kind of like have this experience instead, amazing. But I was not about to speak on any sort of we're gonna wait until we have the cover in hand. I take a few seconds to breathe. I look at it again to make sure it's real. And then I'm going to tell Che that we got this, just so that way I don't get his hopes up to the moon and back, and then we are, a hole in the spacesuit. You know what I mean? So,
and I've had like, I have some like artist friends online and stuff, and occasionally it'll be like, oh, like here's some fan art, like I drew like a character you came up with. I'm like, that's so cool. So to have one from Nicholas Draper Ivey is like surreal, and just knowing that I'll actually like have this. It's sick. Like it's strange, it's cool, it's like it's legacy, it's huge. And it's just such a perfect choice for this project because I feel like he's like me in that one, he cares about like Black stories, making them as authentic and specific as possible. But also just like he doesn't like shorthand things, he just goes for it. He could have for sure phone this in because it's like I'm sure he's got a million other things he's working on.
Yeah, but nah.
Right?
He's not one of them though. He's
quick too. He cooks so quick. Oh, yeah. He cooks so quick.
That's a bad man.
Oh, that's a bad dude. Man. Yes, sir. I agree.
Actually, a question from the audience: are you able to buy both? Will you be able to buy both issues in the Kickstarter?
Yes, you will. You'll be able to buy both issues, digital, all covers. We'll have everything available. We'll also have merch available. So if you want to grab a shirt, a hoodie, because we have Scion shirts like this one. We also have one with the artwork from When John Goes Under on the back. So like full art, like on like a black t-shirt type vibe. So we'll have those available. You'll also be able to get drawn into issue 3 if you want to spit in a little bit of coin. You can be a part in the background of the story. So yeah, different things like that. We'll have a lot of opportunities for people to try and invest in our story and give them some good goodies in the way, because we're going to have stretch goals, different things like that. We're going to try and give some enamel pins out if we can, spend enough money. So I'm sorry, if we can raise enough money. Excuse me, we're spending plenty of money right now. So we're going to see if we can do. We're seeing if we can do it big.
How much was your first Kickstarter?
So we asked for 1,200. We ended up getting almost 25. I think a little bit over. Like we had around 94 backers, which was really impressive, because pre-launch, I don't think we had more than 40 people. So people really showed out for us after we kind of went into launch.
How fast
this
did we
time,
hit the first goal? What was it, 1,200?
We were fully funded at less than 48 hours. We were funded pretty quickly. Yeah.
What, just for people that are also looking to do Kickstarters, because that seems to be the way to get things funded lately. What do you feel like you did anything special in order to get getting 40 people to pre-sign up is also
before Martin answers, I just want to say, like, I'm not even, I haven't, him and Jazz basically ran the Kickstarters. I'm gonna do one for my own project in the next few months, but this man went crazy with the marketing. Like, he had hundreds of people at the very least interested in the project before it was even like fully finished, So at least from an audience kind of perspective, like, just be there, post a lot, be very loud about the thing you're making. Try to make it relatable, come up with a quick pitch that you can like get people at least understanding the premise within the first few seconds of the video, and just post a lot and often and try to make it engaging.
Yeah.
But you can go into more specifics with Kickstarter specifically. I think just when it comes to marketing a project, just don't shut up about it, like, genuinely.
That is sound advice. Thank you.
Yeah. It's Kickstarter's fun for me in that regard, just because I do like kind of making a presentation, if you will. I was really big into making the nice board for science fair, for social studies fair. I probably cared a little bit more about the board than I did about the science. And I love a clean presentation, and Jazz is the same way. She loves graphic design as like a hobby in her spare time, and like we get to kind of flex those chops here whenever we get to do a Kickstarter like this. But it's also there's a hard business element to this. Like, you have to kind of make it pop, you have to kind of make it sing. There's a lot of like pre-work that has to go into it, a lot of minutia, honestly. There's stuff that maybe people don't think is fun, but you have to kind of nitpick and kind of keep at. But once it's finished and you can kind of present it to people, and like, this is what's representative of your product, it's just such a, like, we've had people who went and looked up the Kickstarter for issue 1 and was like, yo, I love how this was designed. Like, y'all really tried on this. That's dope.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we want to do here. We want to have a color theme for each one. Like, for the first one, it was peach and purple. For this one, it's definitely like red and like that hunter kind of green color, like that swamp
there was
green.
A whole like conversation about the color of like where it says issue 2 in our names, because it has to play off the color palettes of the cover and kind of the book in general. And so there was like a whole multiple day process to select that specific shade of like lime green, because it all matters, It's a story and it's art.
It's like our names, right? You want them to actually show up. Like, and like, if one person's name shows up a little bit more than the other, that's not doing anyone justice. Like, these things, especially if you're doing them in house, right? It's a lot of work, a lot of tweaking, but if you keep put enough eyes to it, put enough work to it, it definitely matters. Like, years down the line, you will be very happy that you decided to like just give it a second or third or 27th look, just because like once it's done, it's done. Like,
you created a standard that people will hold you to, and if your standards are low, it may not come across the way that you want people to perceive you either. Me and the girls from Pink Riot, hi Bree, hi Keisha.
Shout out to the Pink Riot crew. Yeah, I like those videos a lot.
they be on their shit. We were talking about Kickstarter, like honestly, I think she said etiquette. I want to use the word fundamentals. Like if you want people to get to know you, if you want people to trust you, you have to put your face out there. Like the cutesy like little icon or whatever at the top is great, but if this is my first time meeting you and you want me to give you your, give you my money, I do want to see who I'm giving my money to a little bit. If it's not in a video format, if it's just a picture, that's cool. But for me, it does help. Some people may not want to do it because they're shy or they think it's going to hurt their chances. But you got to get up over that, baby. You got to get up over that very quickly. Especially if you are going to do marketing anyway, or do the rounds. If you're coming on a podcast, I'm going to see your face. I'm going to have to talk to you. I'm going to have to get to know you. So you might as well like put your best, no pun intended, face forward when you're presenting your project. I want to get to know you. If you want to put your bio in there, that's something real short and sweet, like after all of the details about the comic, you can go ahead and do that. But you got to pour a little bit more into the ad. I know you poured almost everything in your entire life into this book, but now you gotta figure out a way to pitch me on you as a writer, because you're going to write other stuff, but also on this book itself.
I mean, the market is so unbelievably competitive. So really the only true edge you have is, number one, a good product, number two, a clean presentation of that product, and number three, you got to find a way to extrapolate the parts of yourself that people will latch onto quickly and feel like, okay, I support this person, I support like their mission, I feel like they're worth spending money on. Because it's not just, let me buy this comic because I want to read a comic, it's, let me buy this comic because I like Mark, let me buy it because I like Jay, let me buy it because I like the genre and the setting and the themes, so for all y'all out there thinking of doing your own thing, try much harder than you think, essentially. Like, the lettering matters, the design of the Kickstarter matters, the way you put together your plot synopsis, the font for your typeface, the way your username on social media, the length of the ad, all of it matters, and it all counts towards whether or not your thing is going to be successful. And you might fail, but you still got to try.
Yeah. You definitely got to you have to put the extra step into it and have other people look before you leap. Yeah. You know what I mean? To have somebody, have a friend of yours, or not a friend, take a look at your stuff. You don't have to give them the entire story, but say, hey, what do you think about this? Is there, like, if I showed this to you really quickly, does it catch your eye? Do these two paragraphs make you want to, or one paragraph, make you want to find out more about this particular thing? Actually, did you find that when you were doing the Kickstarter and having to make a summary about the first book, did you find, was it difficult for you? Did you feel like it made you want to go back and like tweak with a little bit of the story, trying to make the summary for it?
It was hard to kind of figure out the correct way to describe it at first. Like, I remember when I first was kind of describing things, I think just because of buzzwords and everything like that, things like noir and stuff like that would always kind of pop up. And like, that's just not what the story is. Like, yes, there are elements that we're borrowing from things like that. But, if we try to define what noir is, we could be here all day. And people would be very strict about what they want, right? They want femme fatales. They want, hard boiled in the strict sense. They want a world that's too bleak to come back from. All these things. And that's not what we are. So it's taking maybe an inspired idea with this and running with it. But, it being Southern Gothic felt right. Getting into the position of saying, this is definitely us trying to look at a area that's in decay and see what that kind of tells narratively. So finding the right words to describe it definitely took a while, but I think revisiting the story and kind of understanding how it made me feel, and then what was the most important elements. Like, yeah, maybe this character has some of these things that are reminiscent of another genre, but what is he firmly fixed within? He's fixed within a southern landscape. There's supernatural themes in the background, and it's based highly within realism. That's way more akin to, like, you know, American Gothic, things like Hawthorne or like Faulkner, than it would be something like a Pulp Fiction story, if that makes sense. There might be pulp elements here, but we're definitely kind of leaning more on what the macro of this all looks like, instead of just like, you know, the guy comes to town and he saves the day. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Instead of making it a little, actually, that is hard to choose. It does have a wider. The description you give does give it a wider lens, but it is also still focused.
Genre's tricky.
Yeah, and that's why I like this book, dude. I don't like it straightforward all the time. I mean, I like to understand what's going on. Don't get me wrong. But yeah. Pick up the book. Again, everybody, please make sure you go and check out the Kickstarter. Make sure you save it. Make sure you're going to Crimson Sleeper Studios. My Shopify. I'm gonna just put it up here so y'all can see it. Just share this one instead. Come back here, okay? I will put the link in the main description of this video, so that everybody can go ahead and check that out. And is there anything else you guys want to give the audience about this upcoming book at all? Maybe a little bit of something?
I guess I'll give one thing, Che, if you want to give one thing also. I guess we want to do that. Okay, so I guess my one thing will be issue 2 features the Battle of the Band. So we actually have John and Danita having to traverse the busiest game day on campus. Gibbs Green is having to face off against Coastal University. And they are specifically a Southern facsimile. Instead of being the human jukebox, they're the human sound machine. So we're going to get to see a battle of the bands and kind of showcase that within the story. It's going to have more than just a filigree type look. It actually is going to have it's a heavy plot point. So we had to kind of mix in the band. My mom was in the band. She played the flute. She was very upset when I played football, but I was like, "What? Don't nobody care about the game?" And I was like, "It's different. Sometimes they do." And no, she wasn't doing that. So we get to kind of talk about that, the idea of, you know, halftime being a sacred moment during a Black football game, things like that. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Okay.
Talking about
sacred moment.
Talking about you know, like North Pole sequences in a book. When we actually see the band perform, it's some of them. Oh God, it took so long. There's so many people in the band, but it's one of my favorite scenes in the book. It came out really nice. I guess that's my main selling point for issue 2. The quality of the art is like a huge jump in my opinion. I'm still very happy with what I did in issue 1, but issue 2 is a lot more solid. The character designs get refined a bit. There's some cool supernatural stuff, a lot of fun effects, fun sequences, good character acting if you care about, you know, all those little things like that. And it's a great continuation of the story. You know, we're getting deeper into the nitty-gritty, the creepy stuff, the mystery of it all. I think people are really gonna rock with it. I'm excited.
I'm very curious how all of this is gonna actually come together. Especially during that very public arena of sorts. Are we gonna see more of Mars, Mr. Is Mars his last name? There was one panel where Willie Mars?
Oh, Willie? Yeah. So Willie. Willie's last name's Jones. This is Willie Jones.
Jones. Why does somebody gets called Mars at the lecture? I'm trying to okay, hold on. Let me make sure I didn't read something that wasn't actually there. Hold on. He's while Dr. Oh my gosh. Alvarez. Thank you. I keep wanting to say Alvarez. It's very disrespectful. When Dr. Alvaro is talking about the Haitian Revolution. He basically says, "Why do we need to know about that?" I can't remember now. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I was gonna make some kind of a reference to a Roman god that is the god of war, who is Mars, and this student's combative. I was like, oh, that's cute. That was all I was gonna say. I was gonna try to bring all of that together.
Definitely that scene, the Haitian Revolution is definitely more than just a random illusion. I'll put it like that. That is a Mouska tool we will be using later.
Okay.
Very big.
Okay, I like it. I love it. Word. What do you mean, Dejuan Carter of my? Go home. Go home. Dejuan Carter of Mars. I don't like.
Man, dude, they need to bring back John Carter. First of all, John Carter's fun. That's
the
fun.
right
That's
way.
Yes, I agree.
The right
John
way.
Carter right. That could be fun.
Yeah, man, that's cool. That is cool. Well, you got your first sale. I appreciate you, Rev. Where are you? I just saw you.
I'll sign it. I'll put some stickers in there for you. I'll sign it. Put some stickers in there.
Make sure you put your whole name on there. I will let him know. Where the hell did you go? Where did you go? I literally. Okay, there we go. There it is. Trying to buy his now. I love when that happens. Thank you very much. Even though I already got a copy from you guys, I will be purchasing my physical copy this evening. I appreciate you very, very much for what you're doing.
And also,
want to continue to support.
As well. Put some goodies in there for you. So
okay, I like cookies, not chocolate. I don't like chocolate.
No. Sorry. I'm not gonna send baked goods. I got some goodies for you. I'm gonna send you some stickers and stuff like that.
Oh, sorry.
Just in case, they'll start they'll throw stuff around, bash some cookies up. I'll be giving you crumbs.
That's fine. That's fine.
Build a cookie, right? And build a cookie. Assembly required.
The chubby girl in me is hungry, and so I thought you said cookies.
No, I'm probably going to go eat one too after this. I understand.
I'm gonna probably have a slice of pizza. Oh, he got his digital copy. Nice, awesome. Nice. All right, fellas. I am gonna take a very short break. If you would like to stick around and chit chat for a little bit, more than welcome to do so. If you want to head out, please let me know. You can let the people know where to find you on all the Instagrams and such. But if you're gonna stay, be quiet.
I understand. I do think I have to do something with my buddy Don. He wants me to help him edit after this. So I probably do need to get back to this.
No worries.
But I do appreciate you so much for inviting me, just because I had an amazing time. You're such a great host. Thank you so much.
I sincerely hope you'll be back.
I'd love to be. Thank you. I love an extended invitation to come back. Because most of the time people tell me just get lost, get crowded.
No, what is that? That's gross. That we don't do that around here. I don't think so. No, you're both welcome back anytime. Che, don't think I didn't hear you say that you got a product that you're trying to promote too. I expect you to be back sooner than Che. I mean sooner than Mark. If Mr. A few months.
Yeah. I'm also working on a solo book right now, and on my Instagram I'm documenting the whole and TikTok also, but I'm documenting the whole process of making the book, starting from literally coming up with the concept on video to writing, currently drawing it, all of the stuff that comes next. So if you want a real candid look at me struggling through the creative process and soon the Kickstarter process, drop me a follow. Show some love, support the project. It's about a monster hunter who has a philosophical debate with Bigfoot. And that is all I'll say.
Oh.
Also, she's a girl. She kind of looks like Blade.
Kind of.
The artwork looks like gas.
Appreciate it.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right. For those of you that want to follow Mark, please go ahead to Crimson Sleeper Studios. Is that the same on all socials?
Yes, on all socials, you can pretty much find us. If you type that in, you'll find us. We'll pop up.
Okay, and then it's Che the artist.
Che.the artist.
All right, let me change that real quick. Change it the artist. Please check him out as well. I'm very intrigued to see how this story turns out. To be quite honest,
changing as it happens.
As long as you've got a structure, you should be good. As long as you've got some kind of skeleton script, you should be good. I have faith. Plus, you have this wonderful gentleman here to support you as well.
Oh, he's definitely first beta.
We're telling everybody. We're telling everybody.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. All right, fellas. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will talk again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night.
You too. Okay, bye. All right. If I make myself bigger, there we go. All right. Those guys are awesome sauce for realsies. Please, again, if you guys are interested in good writing like I am, make sure you go and pick up, first of all, the first issue of Scion that is on Crimson Sleeper Studios website. And then make sure that you are looking out for the Kickstarter that will be launching in the next few months. As soon as I find this tab, I will let y'all see that there as well. Well, wait a minute. Now, wait. Stop sharing. Now, share this one for the love of... Look. That. Make sure you check that out. If you need the link, it will be in the description later on the night after I'm done editing, so that you guys can find it if you're watching this after this show has gone live. All right, like I said, I will be back in 2 seconds. Please enjoy this short, brief commercial. You know which one it is. Be right back.
Power Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom, chasing M40s, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches through his threads of the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind.
Like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg exposed. Marvel to DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. With the narrators of myths.
Oh my god.
Wow, holy shit, shapeshifter.
Office wars, we
The
dig for the gems.
shapeshifter.
Open the doors, it's a super breakdown. We're cracking the code.
Let's touch on Blackheart real quick. We just was shitting you.
From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride.
What? Yeah. What? Understand I got a lot on my mind.
You won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't notice harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blur's Eye View. And without further ado, we out.
Bow. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank y'all for sticking around after the brief commercial break, as it were. All right, let's get into my favorite part of the show as I freeze my face. Bop it. Hey, all right, so today I had a wonderful package show up in my mailbox. I got a little bit too excited. I actually squealed in the lobby. People looked at me. I didn't care because I knew what it was. First up, actually, This one came in earlier in the week. I have special delivery from my girl, Pepper Piper. Volume 3 is officially out, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that you go and check out the folks at Next Step Comics. Mr. Valentine Vashmere sends his love. I need to have him back on the show, actually, to talk about this book. Actually going to do a review of all of the issues that have come out thus far. I have not read this yet. As you can tell, she's still in her baggie, untouched by human hands, except for the ones that put them in the baggie. But you know what I mean. Pepper getting spicy. Pepper getting spicy from what I've been told. Next up, the thing that I actually got in the mail. Today. I completely forgot how much I actually purchased from this person. This dark pink. This fucking banger. It's a hit. Not only did I get 1, 2, I got 3. I got 3 of the covers. All the paper, all the physicals. Baby, the art. You know how much I love the arts. The people that can draw, can make lines that tell stories. I love them. I love it. This book, I need to have this gentleman on too to talk about this, because this was the Kickstarter that I think blew everything out of the goddamn water. I think he was asking for let me go look it up. I think he was asking for $5,000 for this first book and got a mortgage payment, like a whole mortgage, not just a payment. Dark Pink is going to be, boop, there you are, Mr. Christopher Ford. Oh boy. Oh wow. Oh, it's more. Oh, it's way more. So yeah, he was asking worth campaign. What was he asking for? It doesn't, what would it say? It won't say what he was asking for. I think it was like $5,000. Homie is up to $80,000 blown out the water. And I love it. This is a detective series mixed in with a little bit of vampire stuff as well. This, I'm going to show you just one of the pages, and the quality of the pages in this book, top tier. The money, the 80 grand went somewhere. Not just to his home. It 100% went into this book. I love this. Is actually this is one of my faves. This was top 25 of 2020. 2024. There are things that I forgot about in this book. I have it and you don't. Tough titties. So when I tell you to go check out these Kickstarters, I mean it. I don't necessarily want to, I guess it's a humble brag. I be picking hitters. I be picking hits. But of course, not all of them can be hits. I had my first Kickstarter that I backed that didn't go through, and I'm actually pretty kind of sad about it. Let me show you guys my win-loss ratio. Let me bring that up real quick. Back to products. Okay, let's bring you up. Oh, maybe not. I don't see. Look, y'all ain't got to put all of my information out. I can't show it to you because they're showing you how much I spent on some of these projects, and some of them are more than others. And I love you all equally. But my one unsuccessful pledge was for Reaper Issue 2. I do have 25 backed projects, but the first one at all of them is Reaper Issue 2. But he's doing something smart. Not all losses means that you can't still win. So what he is doing, and it's 611 out of 3,000. It makes me mad. Makes me very mad. I kind of wish I could have done more to help him get this funded. I really wanted to find out what was going to happen next in the story. He left a couple of updates. And one of them, if I can find the message, because Kickstarter apparently doesn't let you just go to your messages without clicking on your profile. Work with me here. I'm a person. did something smart. He sent a message to the people that tried to back the Kickstarter and said, basically, thank y'all for the trust, but because we didn't get funded, I'm going to try this different avenue. And he's just asking for straight up donations. So if my room full of Blerd family, if y'all are feeling inclined, help this boy out. He accepts Venmo and PayPal at these two addresses here. If you gotta give him $1, give him $1. That's he's not even asking for anything basic. But if you do donate to him, he will send you a digital copy of the Reaper issue 1 and give you an exclusive pinup art. So you're not getting something, you're not getting nothing for something. He's still going to actually put it out. It's just going to take him a little bit longer to get it done, which is sad. But that's the community. I appreciate. It's my friend. Hi, Yak. I appreciate you coming through, homie. And see, look, all the sounds just for you. It's a blur. It's a wonder it's wonderful to have you here. I'm very excited. But let me actually, God, I really don't want to do this because it's going to show. It's going to show all the things that I've backed. I'm just going to show you my saved projects. So we have Zufan, the African futuristic graphic novel, which is going to be a hard deluxe cover. That is funded. This baby gonna get born. Okay, he good, very good. What was he asking for? He was asking for just $7,500, and that's 6 times. That's 6 times plus what homie was asking for. So we gonna get this baby. This one's safe. I didn't even get a chance to back this project, and there's 5 days left to go. Let's see what we got cooking. $20 for the digital book. That is absolutely doable. I don't necessarily need the American version, but $20 for digital, I would still pledge. I still want to see it. I still would like to buy it. And then for the next project, what do we have? Actually, I should probably tell y'all what it's about. The 1896 Italian invasion of Ethiopia, as told as a sci-fi. Find out why Ethiopia was never colonized. Ooh, I like this. I also like the artsies. It's very pretty. Yeah, this is a cool way to tell our history, or Ethiopian history, as well. Let's see. The Zufan is a sci-fi graphic novel inspired by the 1896 invasion of Ethiopia. It starts from the Berlin Conference and the scramble for Africa. In our story, it's the scramble for Earth. Aliens from different planets meet to divide Earth among themselves and start invading. That is a smart book. Ooh, but the African alliance is fragile. Ooh, the conflicting interests of its members has the continent teetering on collapse. The aliens are also exploiting this weakness. It's up to the newly elected leader Zufan to unite the nation against aliens with overwhelming technological advantage. Yeah, this gonna get my money as soon as I get off of here, y'all. I love y'all very much. I would appreciate it if y'all would back these people as well. Again, I know they don't need it, but if you want the book, feel free to buy it and back the project. Next one up, nears and dears to my heart. Oh, it's the Joneses. So, Natasha and Lloyd. Oh my God. I don't know if the city is on fire or not, but I'm quite annoyed instead of being alarmed. Lloyd and Tasha. Wow. Incredible. Do it. I want to do a Kickstarter, but I'm afraid it might fail on delivering. Well, there's nothing to do but test it out. Make sure you have all the things that we talked about earlier. You're going to have to show your face. You're going to have a very well put together summary of what it is that you need to have funded and why people should fund it. You got to grab the people. You got to get the people going. All right, now that the symphony has stopped, Tales from Midnight, a 5-year omnibus. Yeah. So they are. What is that? That's 10. That's 5. Is that 5%? 5% of their goal? Yeah, that's 2 times 5. No, it's something like that. Whatever. 10%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20% towards their goal, and it's only been 3 days. You have 27 days to go. They are basically giving you every single story they have made over the last 5 years. That's 9 titles and published 13 books. Over the last 5 years, let me just read what they wrote because I'm not good. Over the last 5 years, we've been able to release 9 titles, publish 13 books with another nearing completion now, and we've been able to take part in a crossover, bringing 2 more books into the Midnight Camp. All these titles and opportunities that have allowed us to become Atlanta's first and largest Black family-owned indie comic book and manga publisher. All right, so 630 pages. 630 pages inside of this beautiful book. I can't wait. And I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this, but I hear tell that there will be some never before seen things inside of this omnibus as well, and possibly maybe some things for the future. Just a few stories that you may be interested in reading about in the future, near and dear. But this is a sample of just a couple of their books. Blue Morpho, Dreamweaver, Godhand, Dogma, my personal favorite, The Gray. All their babies are going to be in this book. So if you want something to brag about, if you want this to be your first omnibus, because we're also all about busting that omnibusy open over here. Shout out to Pink Riot. This actually will be my first omnibus in my house, and I'm very proud to have it and to be able to read from it. These variant covers of Midnight's top stories. Oh, they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot for this Kickstarter. Okay, so they're going to have different mystery boxes as well. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for that. You get to choose from the red, green, blue, and yellow boxes. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be in collaboration with Otaku Noir. And we love them over here too. This is going to be cool. This is going to be super cool. I'm so proud of them because y'all already see how hard it is to get just one book backed. The fact that they have all of these titles and all of them through Kickstarter only, to have been in this business for 5 years and to have all of these books created shows consistency, shows trust. Good God. All the things. People getting hired for work in this comic book industry is an amazing achievement. So why not help them a little bit more and get some and help them fund this omnibus. I can't wait. Some of the available awards are Digital Tales. It's going to be Tales of Midnight, the full story for volume 1. If you want the physical, they have this too. They have a lot. I don't want to keep y'all here. They even got trading cards to go along with the omnibus. So it's going to be kind of tight. And then you have the omnibus, the mystery box, and the trading cards. Please go ahead and check this out as well. I'm actually going to put all of the Kickstarters in the chat for y'all to go ahead and bookmark them should you feel so inclined. This one is from Midnight Comics, and then, pardon me, sorry y'all, I'm a little bit disheveled. It is hot in this room because it's no longer 40 degrees out. It's like 60 degrees outside in New York City, and my landlord has seen fit to not turn off the heat. So I am sweating hot bullets down the back. It's gross. I feel gross. Those are the first 2 Kickstarters. So the Zufan is this one, if you want to screenshot that really quick. And then for Midnight Comics, it is this link right here. We'll go back to the other ones as well and check those out. Camp Geechee is another one from me being on the Pink Riots episode earlier this week. I think this week or the previous one. They told me about this Kickstarter and immediately wanted to fund it myself as well. Camp Geechee Volume 1 is a historical fiction fantasy manga rooted in Gullah Geechee and African American history, folklore, tradition, and culture. Long before Camp Geechee became a summer tradition, the story began in the slavery era with Gullah Jack reawakened the 10 clans and cast the Low Country veil to protect and provide sanctuary. That reawakening also triggered the arrival of Boo Daddy and the Boo Hag clan. He is gluttonous, chaotic, and feeds on the call, the life force or the spirit of the clans. His hunger ignited a generational war that raged from slavery through the civil rights era. After the war, Mama Geechee reinforced the veil, stronger than ever after Boo Daddy's defeat. In the modern day, for serious, in modern day, the world inside the veil has become Camp Geechee, a hidden summer camp that appears once a year, built for learning, reconnection, community, and preparing the next generation to carry what the ancestors protected. This is incredible, and the artwork is on Fuego as well. Ooh, kitty cat. Ooh, 2 kitty cats. Boo Daddy is the leader of the Boo Hag clan. Ooh, she cute too. Who's this? Ashley Haint clan. Ooh, did we talk about Haints? Now I want to play South of Midnight again. Oh, Anthony is part of the Brute clan. These are cool. Even like if they had them as stickers too, I would rock with this. Shaman clan. Ooh, fairies? Forest Guardian clan. Oh, and they blackety black. I love this. What did I do? What did I back? How did I back? Oh, returning camper. I got the $15. Okay. Oh, PDF of Volume 1 and a thank you page. I think I need to upgrade my pledge though, because I do want. Ooh, I want more. I'm gonna be greedy, but definitely another one on my list. I don't know if I clicked play the sound on this, but y'all can. Good Lord, I hope y'all can hear it. But he's cute. So I have no idea if y'all can actually hear this, and I'm nervous about that. Let me know if you guys want me to play anymore. Okay, what was that? I don't know what you saw, Bama. I have no idea. I'm gonna take him down. Okay, you couldn't hear anything, but all right. Well, pick up this man's book. It is definitely intriguing. I don't think his Kickstarters are too crazy for what he's offering. $15 for a comic and you get your name on the thank you page seems fairly reasonable. And yeah, I think the most that he has as far as his levels is $500. The $500 one is an Ancestors mystery box with 3 small items inspired by the lore, a coloring book, a Geechee t-shirt. Ooh, Lord. A lot. That's a lot for $200. You getting a whole bunch of stuff. You get a poster, a character design of you, access to Volume 2 launch, your name in the book, and then a signed special edition cover and a special sticker pack. Ooh, the stickers. Ooh, he might have me sold on the stickers. I might need to upgrade my plan on this. But yeah, and then of course, last but not least, have another guest that has been on the show whose Kickstarter is doing really well. He's actually almost funded. We have a book from King and Queen Lion. Oh, they're actually really close to being finished. It's his new series called Verses, and it is, it's a world where books tell their own stories, and through the journeys of these powerful characters, they form bonds with those who experience their world through the pages. However, people can sometimes be cruel and abuse these books. When that happens, the stories manifest into reality and begin to wreak havoc. Fortunately, There are those who can see these living stories and calm their rage. They're called resonators. Through the balance, resonators have not only helped create a safer world, but have also built a way for these books to reveal just how powerful they are through versus battles. I am intrigued. And of course, as always, the queen herself is breaking off her foot on these goddamn panels. She be doing these goddamn things, man. Ooh, Lord. I'm gonna pledge this one. This might have to wait till Friday though, because checks have to clear. And the only thing that he's asking is for $25. That is the only level for this Kickstarter. He just wants you to buy the book. He ain't gonna do nothing extra. He ain't gonna ask you to buy some stickers, nothing else. It's just this one. So it's $25 for all of this work. You know you're gonna get a good story. It's King Lion. He thinks about what he's gonna do before he takes any action. That man knows exactly what he is about. He loves this comic book world. He mentioned you earlier in an IG post. Oh, I hope it was good. I'm hoping it was good. I did see that just a little bit ago. This is not the end. Okay. Yeah. All right, he did see that. So thank you for letting me know. Yeah, no, I had to correct him about the post about Meg the Stallion's anime with Carl Jones. Anyway, I'll tell you all about that in a second. But yeah, this has been your book, Book-Dega. I hope you guys are having a good week and weekend, even though it's coming to a close. I wanted to talk a little bit. I'm going to have to be firm about this. I have noticed that the Sausage Fest, that is my show, is continuing. So I'm going to have to be a little bit more adamant. I will be clipping this part to put on Instagram. So I am looking for female writers, Black female comic book writers, those that look at Stephanie Williams and say, ooh, I think I could do that. I would love to have you guys on the show to talk about writing for comic books, whether you are just starting out or if you are a seasoned vet. I would love to start promoting and supporting Black female comic book artists on this show, because I don't see y'all, and I would love to see me writing books about us as a collective. So if you are feeling froggy, please jump into my DMs over on Instagram. That is at roomfulofblerds. You can also email me at roomfulofblerds.com. At gmail.com. Happy to talk to you guys, let you get a feel for me, see what you guys may be wanting to promote as well. I need help to find you. So reach out and we'll talk soon. Okay, thanks. That's basically it. And I think that is it for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going, I'm going to go and drink a little bit of my wine because I still have FOMO about missing my friends at BlerdCon this past weekend. I'm sure there will be tons and tons of story that I'm going to have to ask about as well. And the Meg the Stallion thing. So somebody at BlerdCon saw a video and didn't do their research, or at least ask the people at the booth for Carl Jones. Didn't ask them what the video was that they had at their table, and just assumed that it was a sample of the Meg the Stallion anime that they're working on. It is not. It is the unreleased music video for one of Megan's songs, and they kind of just took it and ran with it. So that was the whole thing with King Lion. I kind of hurriedly sent him a message saying, "Hey, my guy, it's not the anime. It's just a video." For him to fix that. So he did that. He fixed it. Yay! All is right in the world. It don't look nothing like that. I promise you, it don't look. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen something. But it don't look like. Y'all are not ready for what they have in store. Meg don't play about caricatures and being a joke about nothing. Y'all know Meg. The fact that y'all would even put that on her like that, she loves anime. She is not trying to have no half-ass story at all. It's not going to be a caricature of Black women in anime. Like, are you, like, be for real? Like, are we serious? Are we? No, that's not how they work. Carl likes his jokes, and that's cool, but not. This is also Meg's baby. Don't forget. So with that said, always get your facts straight. Always get all the details. Ask questions. Get the full story. Kind of like with comic books. Yay. All right. I hope to see you guys next Sunday. I'm going to have another guest on. It's going to be more of a chit-chat session. It's going to be Ian, Fifth Letter, Jackson, I believe. And we're just going to talk about anime, ironically. I hope to see you guys next week. Make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I noticed some of you showed up at 8 o'clock, and that's because daylight savings time happened. I'm not going to hate on y'all. I'm just going to tell on y'all. Make sure you hit that bell so you can get a reminder of when I go live. I will see you guys next week. Enjoy yourselves and each other and some Black independent comics. Okay, bye. Boop.